Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Well, hello. Well, hello. What's up? How are you guys doing today? How are you feeling? I'm pretty damn stoked about this one. I mean, oh, man, I don't think I need to, hype this one up, honestly. I mean, two damn impressive Zerg players, and then following it up with, what after that GSL finals, probably a lot of people were kind of hoping would have been what could have been. Nobody likes a walkover finals. I was cheering for the man, and it was still a little bit, oof. Anyway, Solar versus Rogue is what we are starting off with. Let me see. Actually, I think somebody had to restart that PC here for a moment. I'm not sure. I'm not keeping up with it all. Solar's ready though. I think Rogue is ready as well, so we're just gonna have to wait and see. Join in a party. Alright, now we're fine. Alright. Woo! Nelly Furtado. I don't know who that is, but I always like to just twirl that name into my overall conversation with myself. What you guys got for Solar or Rogue? Well, Rogue has been improving quite a lot. He has been, I say improving. He kind of had a down period, right, where he wasn't that impressive. But Solar's always kind of been up there. Alright. So, you know, I think Rogue does have a good shot here, honestly. He's been picking it up again. After his victory not that long ago, he definitely fell off the wagon a little bit concerning practice. But, you know, I think he's back on it again. I think he's going heavy on the practice again. He's trying his best to get everything sorted out. Alright, looks like, well, I'm not quite sure what we're waiting on anymore. Mages here. Chinese, Korean stream. German stream is here as well. I think everyone is here. I think so. Alright, anyway. You guys feeling Solar here today? Alright. I mean, it's not a bad choice. Solar, a very impressive player. Yesterday we saw Solar going up against, what's that, yesterday? It was yesterday. Feels like 2 days ago already, man. Anyway. We saw Solar going up against Innovation in a best of 9. Which ended with a 5-3 victory. And that 5-3 victory, you know what, that was, some of those games were rather close, so Solar definitely has what it takes here, I'd say, to win a best of 7 as well. Against either TY or Innovation. Probably wants to go against TY a little bit more so, I'd say. Innovation's TVZ, absolutely terrifying. Thank you for that follow. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. More people dropping on in. Thank you so much, guys. Much appreciated. We're loading up the first game here. It's going to be Nightshade, the first map that has been chosen by these two. To try and get everything sorted. Devin apparently knows Gurn. It's always good to see. Always good to see. Alright, well, here we go. In the not yet started game. I'm so prepped. Right, here we go. 2 best of 5s. And following it up with a best of 7 TVZ. Alright, in the top left side we have ourselves a blue Zerg player. Fighting for Jin Air Green Wings. A team that most of y'all know already, I would assume. Anyway, he is Rogue. Bottom right side we have ourselves a teamless Zerg right now. Unfortunately, his previous team did have to disband due to Corona. Just, well, the fact that nobody really had any offline events happening, and it was difficult for them to keep going anyway. He's still damn impressive with whatever he does. He's a red Zerg. He is Solar. the game has begun. So far, neither of these players really committing to any type of crazy all-in, which is nice to see. It's always a bit of a bummer when we really start off just with a pool first. Potentially a gas as well, of course, added into the mix. No, both these players kind of playing it, well, safe but steady. Aiming towards the economy side of things. Hello! Overlords. It's always funny to see both the Overlords kind of on the exact same path. It's not really a lot to scout for in ZVZ. I mean, the worst thing it could be, of course, a proxied hatchery, but well, it doesn't happen that much, does it? Where are you supposed to put it, right? You're most likely to put it in front of the base to try and get some sort of a spine crawler push going, I suppose. There's not much else you can really do anyway. There we go. Both of these now, both of the players confirming what is happening here. Just getting those first initial scouts. Neither of them so far making any links just yet, so yeah, really doubling down on that economy. Only 2 Zerglings so far for Solar. It's a smart choice. Wants to go for the scout here. Getting that third base just a millisecond earlier. Not the biggest of deals, of course, but still pretty cool. So yeah, this is the one difference right now. These 2 links right here are going to be able to kind of get confirmation as to how many drones Rogue is building. Is he going for you know, for what tack is he going? Rogue's going to try his best to kind of keep this this hidden, of course, using those 2 queens. Things rotating around. Not going to commit to running past here, it looks like, waiting for that speed to finish up. And both of these players now are really doubling down on the overall Zergling count. Looks like both of them kind of realizing, you know, we probably couldn't just keep making drones here for the entirety of the game. The big difference right now as well is, of course, we're seeing the Roach Warren from Rogue and a Baneling Nest from Solar. Now, Solar does have a good amount of Zerglings here, but no Banelings just quite yet. I think he will just barely get him here in time. And Rogue attempting to get the cancel here on that hatchery. Let's see how good the control is from both these players. Not too bad, not too bad. Pretty smooth. And let's see if Rogue actually double down on this overall aggression even further with making a lot of roaches here. And yes, he will. Alright, well, 7 roaches immediately on that production tab. Solar not as aggressive here. Playing it a little bit more steady. Just gonna keep droning up here. Of course, that roach run of his is a lot later as well. They managed to squeeze out a couple more drones overall in exchange for getting the Baneling Nest a little bit earlier. And, well, getting a couple of those Banelings to secure that third base. The roaches, though, of course, because of this, are slightly delayed. Now, Solar did get a pretty reasonable scout there. Saw that there were roaches being stacked up. Now, in this third base, he also sees there's no links or drones whatsoever. And, well, I mean, this is also a pretty good scout. Needs to just keep making those roaches himself right now. Cannot afford to lose one of those Banelings like that. That is quite a nasty thing to have happen. We have one single spine crawler in the natural base being created here, which is looking like the place where Rogue wants to make his first attack here. Yeah, there's just not that many roaches right now available for Solar. Is he going to be able to hold on here? I'm not quite completely certain. The Overlord's making it difficult for me to really see the exact health bars there, I suppose, but doing alright. Okay, I think, you know what? Overall, he needs to be careful. This could very well snowball very quickly here. And of course, with Rogue being in between these bases, makes it very difficult for all these units to really come together. And that third base, I'm not quite sure if you want to try to hold on to that one. Like that, Solar keeps making more and more Banelings here. We'll be able to clean up those Ling numbers relatively nicely. As we do have just mainly Zerglings being created right now from Rogue, and taking another hit there with the Baneling. But I'm not quite sure if he has exactly what it takes to burst down the front door. Okay, he does. He does. GG. Rogue taking game number 1 there. Unfortunately, Solar not having enough units there to hold on, and a little bit too slow with realizing what he was up against, right? Getting that Baneling Nest, bit more of a downside there than it was the upside, unfortunately. Rogue just kind of completely skipping that phase. Kept most of his Zerglings alive as well after that, and yeah. It is what it is. Just a lot of roaches. Alright, let's see, second game. What we're going to be able to get from those guys in round number 2. That was fun. Oh, that was interesting. I mean, yeah. Nothing too spectacular, of course. It's just a little smidge there. Error in judgment. Thinking what you can get away with. Not having that Roach-Roaring Nest quickly because of the Baneling Nest, because of just getting a couple more drones. And then, just like that, immediately, the entire game can turn up its side down. And suddenly you're being waterboarded by a bunch of roaches and their green vomit. Okay, game number 2 will be played on Golden Wall. Pretty interesting map here. Let's try to get Solar in the the player's seat. There we go. There we go. It's getting kind of chilly here, actually. Maybe I should have put on a sweater. Like something a little bit more thing. Ah, well. Maybe I'll grab it later. Alright, so Golden Wall, pretty interesting map here. Always nice to see. Especially the mirror matchups, I suppose. Always definitely, you know, kind of spices things up a little bit. Just because of the great divide in the middle. While also having those golden minerals available, of course. Definitely something else. Golden Wall isn't played often in ZVZ, no? I'm not quite sure, actually. I don't see that much ZVZ anymore lately, so... I think it's just, I see a lot of TVT on it, but ZVZ, I'm not quite sure. It is one of those maps where it's, like, a possibility for somebody to get blindsided a little bit easier, right? Because, well, you can put your first Overlord here to try and scout what is coming your way, and then you kind of want to have your second Overlord somewhere here, right? To see what is happening with the thingamajig. Now, with the expansions. But then again, you also need an Overlord over here, so it takes a little bit longer to get all your scouting information that you need in this type of setting. Alright, anyway. Let's go into the introductions here. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves a Blue Zerg. Generic Green Wings. Rogue. In the bottom right side, we have ourselves a Red Zerg, fighting for mostly himself right now. He is Solar. Alright, now both these Overlords just crossing streams here. Vision streams. It is kind of scary how mirrored this is right now. Alright, so this Overlord not going to the same pillar. And yeah, once again, both of these players kind of going for the economic opening here. Rogue 1 point ahead right now. Just needs 2 more casual wins in the ZVZ. And so this is a bit of a change up as well. 4 links immediately from Solar here on that production tab. Getting the speed slightly earlier here. Rogue actually, I'm not quite sure what Rogue is doing. He's saving up quite a bit of gas actually. This must be something else in the woodworks, right? I don't think he's even getting speed anymore at this point. As he is waiting for a long time to get it at least, so I would be surprised if he still does. It's almost at 200 gas here. Alright, it goes for a layer. That's quite something. Not something you see every day. Will the Lynx be able to get the scout off here? That would be kind of massive. I mean, if you realize your opponent's not going for speed, usually you do have somewhat of an opportunity to kind of get those Ling run-bys happening. But I suppose on a map like this, you can kind of just block off the ramp here, right? It's not that large of an area to really have to block off, so definitely a possibility. But I kind of want to be friends. This is looking like these two overlords are spies or something. Pretending not to talk to one another. But casually mixing out information. So yeah, Solar's still not being able to quite yet spot that lay attack here on the way. We have the Roach Run on the way though. Still no Zergling speed from Rogue. This is quite something else. Did he see you there? Okay, he saw it now. Alright, that is quite interesting. And a Nidus network. So that is what the plan is. I thought he was just going to get himself very quick roach speed or something and then just start running across the map. Roach speed is absolutely detrimental in ZVZ, of course. If you don't have roach speed and your opponent does, that is very problematic. And that can go kind of sour very quickly for you. If you do get caught outside of your base. Alright, now where is his overlord? It looks like it is just chilling in. Oh my lord. Solar doesn't have vision in this small, tiny area right here in the bottom right side of his base. How many roaches does he have? He only has 6 of them right now. 3 queens are available, but they are nowhere to be seen. He needs to get his Zerglings here as well. Tank some of those roach shots, so his own roaches will be able to possibly clean up 1 or 2. And equal out the overall roach count. Now, Solar isn't mining here, of course, but he does have that gold base still going strong. So will he be able to hold on here? Nice around with those Lings. Will not allow anything to move back into that Nidus one, but I'm not quite sure if Rogue wants to. Army supply going very equal, but you know what? It looks like Solar just has enough here. And GG is called. That was a weird one. Alright, well, Rogue deciding, you know what, I could try this again. Maybe this time around it's gonna work out in my favor. Again, right? Get a quick 2-0 lead here. Put myself on match points. Not quite working out for him there. I like the spine crawlers coming out as well, but hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Just a little bit too slow. Solar figuring kind of out what was happening there. I think also a big deal for him was seeing the +1 attack coming in from the Evo chamber, so that's kind of one of those things where you can be like, alright, so it most likely isn't a muta play. In which meant that he could start prepping for some sort of a roach attack. Or at least something from the ground. A ground assault. That's what he did. That's what he did, and he held very nicely. And that means we're gonna go into a tied series. Game number 3, Eternal Empire. A 3rd game. It's a big map. Big macro map. I'm not quite sure if these guys will do macro here. It doesn't look like Rogue is really feeling that all too much so far. But then again, I guess that kind of is what ZVZ is as well. I would love to see some more Zergling, Baneling overall micro though from these two players. It's always nice to see the Korean Zergs going for the Ling Baneling micro. It's like a wild circus where the bears and everything are not really trained. They just kind of caught them in the wild and then let them loose in the arena. Anyway, I'm not sure what that would look like. I'm sure it would be chaos. Anyway, in the top right side, we have ourselves a Blue Zerg fighting for Jin Green Wings. Even though he's blue. That's right. He's messing with our heads. Anyway, he is Rogue. Bottom left side, we have ourselves a red Zerg. Fighting for his honor. Will he be able to bring this series into his lead? Let's take a look at Solar. Alright, so again, kind of similar openings here from both these players. Neither of them committing to the very early on cheese so far. Who will win? I think it's all to play for right now, Chesty. I think it's all to play for right now. Also, thank you guys for the follows. Much appreciated. Hope you're having yourself a good time. A lovely little bit of a StarCraft 2 time period of your life. We are in the, well, some of the best matches probably that are happening for a while here, I'd say. Solar Rogue, are you kidding me? And then TY Innovation, man. For a moment there, it looked like we may have had, right before we knew what was happening with the GSL stuff, it looked like we may have had a bit of a prequel to the GSL finals, with both of the players from the finals participating. TY and Innovation, of course, but unfortunately didn't happen. And we couldn't even have that series happen before the GSL because, well, TY had to do a photo shoot. So that's why we have this delayed with an entire week right now. Good morning, Cloudbox. The games, you know what, they have been, so far, they've kind of been ZVZ. Nothing too special, I have to say. But then again, I mean, the previous game was pretty fun. Rogue going for a weird, very quick Nidus play, so something if you are a Zerg, something you could try to make work in your favor on the ladder at some point. Alright, both these players this time around going for the Baneling Nest in the exact same location as well. And getting that third base at the same time too. Getting the same amount of links, getting the same amount of queens. No, actually, wait, hold up. Rogue getting one extra queen here. Looks like he wants to start spreading that creep a little bit and have a queen ready once that third base finishes up. Now we're gonna have to wait and see which one of these players is willing, or if they're willing, of course, to start opening up the hose filled with lings. And 6 of them right now being constructed here. Solo coming in with a pretty reasonable scout. What is he doing there, though? It's appalling. He was trying to hide around the corner. Couldn't jump into a barrel, unfortunately. Or some cardboard box. And now Rogue coming in actually with a much better scout of his own. Sees the timing of the layer attack, sees pretty much everything here. Do we not have a Roach Run, by the way, for Solar? Yeah, we again do not have a Roach Run for Solar here. Doesn't look like Rogue is really willing to go for a massive attack with the Roaches, though. Himself is still droning up rather heavily. We don't see those overlords on the production tab, so it probably means that he wants to go for a bit more of a macro game here. The layer attack for him is also being constructed, though, and that is the Spire. All right. Definitely getting things, making things exciting here for us. So I like his vision. Let's take a look at the vision of Rogue as well. Probably a slightly bit better spread out. Once again, another big scout coming in for Solar now. I'll be able to see the timing of that layer attack exactly as it's finishing up here. There you have it. And the fourth base right underneath the nose of that Overlord's right here, so Looks like Solo will be attempting to get the cancel on that one. That's a pretty good patch of Zerglings here, but you know what? Those Banelings, plentiful enough to really make this a difficult task to do. Sending one Zergling by to try and intercept. Oh my dear lord. Solo, you madman. Doing some pretty nice micro there. Picking off 2 of those Banelings already. Trying to get the 3rd one as well, but with those roaches now being constructed, I don't think too much will be happening here for Solar, unfortunately. Has to wait for those Mutalisk to really come into play to start ramping up this aggression. A ZVZ and a TVT, so a guaranteed ZVT finals. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right, Defaced. It's quite something else. Who's winning this? Well, you know what? I don't think anyone is, really. I don't think either of these players so far really winning this. It's gonna come down to Rogue, how quickly he can adapt to those Mutalisk. And, well, so far he's getting himself a good amount of Spore Crawlers. Should finish up in time. And I think, you know what, Solar kind of realizing he's not gonna get there before the Spore Crawlers finish. So he's just gonna clean up all the vision. Cleaning up vision here is absolutely massive. You know what, getting a Roach Warren like this would be massive as well. Look at that. Oh, it's so close. There you go. Makes it explode. No Roach speed just yet, and that is a big deal indeed. Now, it's going to be a lot more difficult for Rogue really to start counter-aggression, right? Because usually what you want to kind of do with, if you're on Roaches and you're up against Mutalisk, you can't just sit here with those Roaches, of course. You kind of got to do something. And you want to start moving across the map here to try and do counter-aggression, force those Mutalisk back homewards, but I mean, without speed, that's going to be so incredibly slow to do. Man, they're going to get a no cancel on that hatchery right there. Man, yeah, now it looks like Solar is in a pretty darn good position here. Hydra Den on the way. We also have 5 Mutalisk now being constructed. Most of the queens have been picked off already, though. I mean, 6 queens have gone down here. Rogue in an attempt, well, in an effort to try and get more Spore Crawlers out on the map here. Trying his best to reassemble his forces, but you know what? All while this is happening, of course, Solar having that 4th base. Having quite a comfortable lead in the income right here. Now, of course, that could all kind of equal out if he does take a bad fight with the Mutalisk. If he does get chain fungled here, right underneath the noses of a couple of Spore Crawlers, that could, of course, always turn the tide of battle rather quickly. And Rogue, you know what? You got to do something here. It looks like he's going to try to get himself some Vipers as well. So, a very micro-intensive army coming out here for Rogue. We'll attempt to keep the Mutalisk pinned down with the fungal and then perhaps try to do a parasitic bomb as well, right on top of them to start laying down the fireworks. Or the damage, really. Yeah, but Rogue, time is ticking for him. He knows he needs to get himself that 4th base again. As on the other side, we already have Solar going up to the 5th base overall. Now Lurkers being constructed. You know what, I like Lurkers overall, but it does... Oh, that's a nice fungal, actually. Hold up, hold the phone. Oh, but the Baneling's coming in from behind. It's gone unnoticed here for Rogue, and that's a lot of damage now being taken. 20-some... Oh, boy. It might be getting even worse here. Hold the... Up. Okay, 23. 23! That's okay. That's a pretty good exchange, I'd say. You gotta still be careful, of course. Your Mutalisk are quite fragile. But I suppose we don't have any Hydralisk here. Just mainly the Lurkers. And, wow, the Mutalisk coming in on the right side once more. The space in a bit of trouble. There we go. The Vipers being able to throw the parasitic bombs right on top of those. As you can see, they do quite a bit of damage. If you have a fungal with that as well, right? Mix them 2 together. That's going to be one hell of a destructive sandwich. More Banelings coming on through. Solar realizing, you know what? All I got to do is just keep your drone count low now. And then kill off the Lurkers at some point. Looks like that is what he is attempting to do here with these, with the Mutalisk sniping on through. Parasitic bombs once again coming on in, but man, oh man, more workers, 26 more. That's crazy. That is quite a nuts amount. And now, you know what, we're kind of stuck here for Rogue, right? It's a good thing he put some lurkers there on that natural base entrance as well. With the amount of Baneling run-bys, you definitely need that, but is it too little? Is it too late? Took so many losses right now. 54 workers have gone down. The one big boon for him, I suppose, is that Solar is losing a lot of these, a lot of the Banelings, a lot of the Mutalisk, right? His overall standing army, not that terrifying. Yes, he can't even stand his ground against these forces right here. Oh boy. But that means, you know what, these Infestors are not allowed to be intercepted here. More Baneling connections right there at the top. Attempting to hide some of those Zerglings here. Get them into the base. As the Mutalisk once again coming in here as well. Dealing even more damage. And yeah, Solar's just, he's just overall grabbing more and more army units. He's even getting a Great Aspire right now, and the Great Aspire, I think that might be the final nail in the buckets here that he really needs to get, right? I mean, lurks are pretty darn good, but you're not going to be able to pick off the Broodlords with the lurkers. You definitely need to have a good amount of Hydralisk here. Combine those with the Vipers, you might have a chance, but I think that Solar, after the amount of damage that he's dealt, is just going to be able to overwhelm his opponents here with sheer numbers. More Zerglings paving the way for these Mutalisks to come in. Pick off more of these lurkers. I mean, I hate to see it, but that's what's happening. Alright, GG is called. There we go. Solar taking another game. What is Solar's plan to win? It looks like just keep killing drones. Just keep exploding Banelings right on top of those drones, and that's all you need. That is all you need. More is not necessary. Nothing else is required. But man, yeah. After the first initial kill on that 4th base, and then another kill on the 4th base, and just continuously denying that 4th base, that was just a little bit too much. And yeah, Rogue just falling behind there, economically speaking. Even though he went for a very tough overall army composition, he just couldn't keep up. He couldn't keep up with the overall sheer volume of units that Solar was capable of producing at that point. So a bit unfortunate there, but you know what? That means we're going to go into game number 4. With Solar actually on match point right now. Will Rogue be able to tie it up one more time here? I mean, I have been hyping up Rogue a little bit, right? At the start. Why did it end so fast? I don't think it ended very fast, honestly. I mean, you guys remember he lost like 50 to 60 drones, right? And then the Mutalisk, I mean, what are you going to do at that point for Rogue? It's not much. It's not much, as long as the Mutants are a little bit spread out, and it's going to become impossible as well to catch them off guard with the Infestor Viper composition. Alright, anyway, let me get these scores and bring you guys into game number 4. On the top right side, we have ourselves a Blue Zerg. Needs 2 wins in a row right now. He is Jinna, Green Wings, Rogue. In the bottom left side, we have ourselves a Red Zerg, fighting mainly for himself. He is none other than Solar. What's the ranking of each of these players? What do you mean with the ranking? Like Eli Gulag? They're pretty darn strong, alright? They're GSL code S level. It's enough. ESL points? I don't know. I don't know. Alright, well, anyway, both these players, once more, going for a very similar opening here. Spreading the creep, spreading the greed. Yeah, it's like looking in the mirror. I'm very surprised neither of these players so far have done any type of one-base aggressions yet. Right? I guess they just don't want to risk it here. I guess both of them feel like they will be able to kind of win this one on the macro fronts as well. Right? Otherwise we wouldn't be seeing this. Rogue definitely... It felt like Rogue had enough forces there overall at the start of things to really hold back the Mutalisk, but that fourth base just without any Spore Crawlers there. A little bit too open for abusal of those flying units, and definitely paid in favor to Solar. It's like he had a place where he had... You know what, if this was Monopoly... just a wild little example here, but if this was Monopoly, it would have been Rogue having an entire street, and on 3 of the 4 places he just had hotels, like 6 hotels or something, I don't know, and then there's this one street, and Solar, I suppose, like, if he could choose in Monopoly, he would have just gone to that spot, but he got lucky in Monopoly, and here he kind of chose, of course. I guess the analogy not really panning out as I wanted it to. Never mind. Expunge that from your memory banks, alright? Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Don't quote me on that one. We'll get some better stuff rolling eventually, maybe. Ah, sneezes. Sneezes. Sneezes Christ. Bless you. Thank you. Alright. These 4 links just nibbling away here. There's a lot of more links actually in production right now for Solar. We're seeing 14 of them. And it's a bit of a reversal of game number 1, right? The one that Rogue won. We're not seeing a Baneling Nest coming out of Solar here. We're actually seeing it coming out of Rogue though. And at the same time, Solar being the person getting a lot of links now across the map here. And behind this, going for the Roach Warren. A very strong build. These links overall, as long as you don't lose them, should be good. Is he gonna try to commit to go in here? Oh my. Oh my. Alright. Well, he's committed now. What is he gonna try to take out first and foremost? Targeting the queens. Needs to be careful. Don't get hit by the banelings. Could spell trouble. Wants to get a couple of those links to return to the banelings here. And more links are available for Rogue, so... Does seem like this will be the end of the Zerglings overall. But how many roaches will we be seeing from Solar behind this? Really does feel kind of like a reversal of game number 1, right? Really does. Thank you, Devin. I appreciate that. But Rogue, instead of just a singular Spine Crawler, is going for the 2 Spine Crawlers. Not behind the wall either, is putting everything in the middle here. I'm not quite sure if it's going to finish up in time, though. It's going to be tight, right? Nice, getting rid of one of those Banelings. Wait a moment. Wait a moment, Solar. Solar's going back to drones. Alright, and Rogue realizes, cancels the spines, and goes back to mining with those drones. Crazy. Crazy. That was unexpected. I thought he was just gonna waltz over there and see what would happen now. It looks like that is this is not gonna be the case. Layer Tech is on the way. As well as, what do we have for Solar? Solar, what are you up to behind this? It's not getting layer attack, he's just droning up a little bit more. Still making a good amount of roaches as well, right? Could always happen that you don't make enough of those army units in a ZVZ matchup, and then suddenly you get overrun. This is going to be a good feeling, though. More than a feeling. Seeing all those links kind of moving backwards, but you know, not the entirety of the way. Scouting a couple of roaches here as well. Just a couple of them. Not really anything you can base too much of. Except for, you know what, he probably has roaches now. The overall army supply for Solar is creeping up here now, though. That work account for Rogue is absolutely terrifying in comparison, but I mean... Oh my, that's a good bunch of banelings gonna explode right on top of those roaches there. After Solar managed to get a good surround. The overlords of Rogue now being utilized, trying to see where this army is going to. He doesn't have that much stuff right now. Attempting to get as many roaches out as possible. Will not be able to hold the front door here on those ramps. Is going to just try to commit in this middle area right now. These banelings need to get good connections on top of the Zerglings. Kind of holding back the Zerglings so far is of course pretty good. But I mean the roach count also pretty darn equal. And the Zerglings mostly here to tank the damage for those roaches. And you know what, I think Solar may have done it here, guys. The drones have to be pulled, but drones don't do well against other Zerg units that are not drones. And yeah, this is just gonna have to be a GG. Solar takes the game, takes the series 3-2-1. Kind of sounds like I'm counting down, doesn't it? 3, 2, 1. Alright, anyway. Thank you all for the follows as well, by the way. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Of course, man. That was a tight one, honestly. Solar making it look like he was gonna go back to drone up, and then instead just making a massive army. Rogue not really figuring it out in time. And that kind of happens in ZVZ, of course. Rogue not in top form at the moment. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's CVZ in a way, right? CVZ. It's a rough one. It's a rough matchup to call, honestly. ZVZ can go anyway. And just a couple of seconds not really fully realizing what type of production is happening for your opponent can spell doom. Which is kind of what we saw there a couple of times in that series overall. Anyway, guys, we wouldn't be here without our lovely sponsors. And I want to do a quick shout out here to one of our sponsors, which is G Fuel. G Fuel is the official drink of esports. And they're inviting you and me as well to take a trip down flavor memory lane with their new G Fuel flavor bubblegum. It's their newest mind-blowing concoction with zero sugar, packed with antioxidants and vitamins as well. Be transported back in time with the classic taste of childhood, while getting the energy and focus you've come to expect from G Fuel products. Check out their sponsor quest as well, of course, on the event page for more information on how to get your hands on G Fuel's nostalgic take on a time-tested favorite. G Fuel. It's in the fuel. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'll have to cut that out, actually, from the video. Anyway. TY versus Innovation. Man, I mean... This is a good one. This is an exciting one. After those GSL finals, I was like, man, I wish Innovation was in here as well. Right? Would have been pretty darn cool. I think we would have had a very tight series. Cure is an amazing player, but he hasn't really fully translated his success to an offline cup just yet. And I think it might have to do a lot with his nerves. Right? Even without an audience there, it's still the GSL freaking finals, man. So, that's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. And then being there for the first time... Yeah, just a whole different thing. Just a whole different thing. Now, the fun thing is, of course, Innovation and TY, they practiced a lot together, right? To prep TY to play against Cure. And we're going to have to see what kind of influence that has on the overall way this series is going to be played out here. Inno got this. TY practiced with Inno for Cure, and he said he's glad he isn't playing Inno for the GSL finals. Yeah, that's right. He may have also kind of been just trash talking versus Cure, right? To try and get under his nails, try and get the mindset of his. Inno would have lost to TY anyway. TY's TVT is ridiculous, to be fair. It is mental. And then in best of 5, I think this can go either way still, of course. But, you know what, I do have to say that TY seems a little bit of a favorite in the TVT matchup overall. And I would say Innovation probably has a better shot against Solar in the match following. But you know what, I wouldn't be upset to see TY be there either. Solar won the first match versus Rogue. Zest is best. Nice. That's right. Unfortunately, he got killed in the tournament somewhere along the way. Let me take a look, actually. Where did he die? He died to Innovation. And then Rogue as well. Isn't Inno's win rate in TVT 50% though? I don't know. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. He has a higher win rate against other races. Yeah, that's right. That's right. TY's win rate is the highest on the TVT, I think. It should be, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Alright. Game number 1 between these guys. Let's get things started. I'm gonna quickly send you guys already into the game here. Or the loading screen, I suppose. And I'm gonna quickly grab myself a sweater. Alright. Alright. There we go. There we go. Didn't we start the previous one on Nightshade as well? Man, oh man. The games this map has seen. The amount of times this map has switched control or the hands of these players. Anyway, in the top left side we have ourselves a blue Terran player. Being a little bit cheeky here. Fighting for Kai Z. He is Innovation. In the bottom right side, we have ourselves a red Terran player. He's the GSL victor of the first season in 2020. The champion is none other than Freaka Freaks TY. Man, I love Freaka Freaks picking up TY. Such a solid choice. Truly is something else. Thank you, Gultak, for that follow as well. Alright, well, this is looking pretty smooth so far. There's no scout whatsoever for TY coming out, and that is, of course, a bit of a predicament if you are up against the double Rex Reaper opening here. Now, we do have TY. I'm not quite sure, actually, if he went for the gas first. If he went for the gas after the Rex. I think he went for the gas. Well, it's actually pretty close. Yeah, he should have gone for gas first here, right? Okay, so we will be able to start that factory reasonably quickly. It's gonna come down to micro, right? Innovation, will he be able to get these Reapers to kill off another Reaper? It's gonna be the question here. Oh my, that's a very quick command center actually. It's gonna nip TY in the butt here. And that's the first Reaper already showing up, and TY needs to be careful. Might want to even start a bunker here. Okay, sees the double Rex right now. Alright, and coming back up. There we go, starts that bunker. Starts making more Marines here as well. It's a tough choice going for those Marines. Against those Reapers you will be able to get out-microed quite heavily, of course. Oh, this is nice, making that supply depot, not allowing Innovation to go up the ramp there. Innovation Needs to start picking off units here, though. Getting a little bit too close there. And I mean, this is a solid hold so far for TY. He's not lost a single unit just yet. Has the bunker up now as well. And yeah, I mean, feels like innovation is time's ticking. Doesn't get the cancel on that bunker either. And holy moly, what? This isn't supposed to happen. Yeah. TY holds very strong here. No problem for him whatsoever. We'll be able to set up shop for himself right now with that second command center. Oh, okay, we have a committal for innovation here, trying to get past that bunker. There's 2 Hellions out though, so I'm not sure if this is going to work out here. Pretty sure it won't. Gets himself a couple of those SCVs. I mean, you need to get something here, right? Gets 3 of them, so that gets that's in total 4 SCVs lost here. But I mean, for what cost 6 Reapers, that is quite something. Invasion going for the command center block there. It's nuts, nuts. And innovation going for a mech play here, it looks like. With TY going for a more standard play so far. We'll have to wait and see if he throws down more barracks or more factories here. What he's feeling like today. Alright, stabilizing a little bit here. TY surprisingly not ahead in the SCV count. I guess he did lose 4 of them. Not that far behind though, of course. We'll be able to catch up a little bit here with the second command center. Just being a little bit earlier on. But innovation not that far behind either, right? I think it mostly comes down to the army units for TY. We'll be able to actually do quite a bit here, won't they? Jeez. Alright, Cyclones. I mean, they are good at cleaning up units in the early game, but this is quite a lot of Hellions. Getting off 5 workers so far, and I don't think that's gonna be where it ends. Okay, the Cyclones are capable of cleaning this up right now, but that is 9 SCVs. Immediate retaliation here for TY. We'll be able to get that economic damage dealt on the other side as well. And now innovation, you know, he might be turning it around once more, moving across the map here against a opponent that mostly just has those Marines right now. Siege tank is about to be ready though, so I don't think these Cyclones are going to be able to get on top of the workers here. Would have been nice, but yeah, TY well set up there with that siege tank. Nice target as well on the low HP Cyclone. Okay. Liberators and Cyclones coming out for innovation here. Wants to take that air dominance, and it's something we've been seeing a lot more recently, isn't it? The Cyclones in TVT. And I think, you know what, the person that is the best at it, definitely innovation. We saw Cure attempting similar things a lot as well in the overall, the GSL finals, of course. Didn't seem like it was as good at balancing it out, but you know what? Innovation always one of those players that plays by his own standards. Sees the unsiege here. We'll be able to get a couple of lock-ons there. Nice pickups though on the tanks. Will not allow the lock-ons to stay. And forcing another siege here. Making life difficult for the Red Terran. Banshee cloaking on by. Doesn't want to get spotted too easily on that mini-map. There's no missile turrets whatsoever. It's going to come down to these scans. There's a couple of Liberators, of course. But Liberators not that strong against the... oh my. against the Banshee. And you know what, just when Innovation thinks he can breathe a little bit after dealing a bit more damage on the SCV line of his opponents, immediately we are having those Banshees coming in as well. Cyclones returning from battle right now. No scan available though, it looks like. Oh my, this is getting rather nasty. But you know what, TY as well, losing a couple of those forces of his own. Liberator's definitely doing a whole boatload of damage here. Man, oh man. Right, one Banshee does get cleaned up. I think the other one also fell here. Yeah, okay, so both those Banshees did get cleaned up, but you know what? TY definitely losing a lot more here than what he should have against those Liberators. Very well done there by both these players, I have to say. Innovation already on location with his 3rd CC, but still needs to make it an orbital. That was crazy efficient there for Innovation. He did send in 4 Liberators there though, so definitely a little bit costly. And he doesn't have that much in the form of a ground force right now. No, you know what? He does have those 4 siege tanks in a pretty darn good position, but he's gonna have to micro against that Raven as well at the same time, right? Cannot afford to get interference matrix too much here. Nice siege up position though for TY. We'll be able to start picking off these SCVs right now. Deny a whole lot of mining. And this is going to be a problem for Innovation that he needs to solve as quickly as possible. Even the Banshee coming in back around as well. We'll be able to pick off a siege tank there. Very nice. Innovation, yeah. Probably wishing he still had one Liberator here. At least. Does manage to pick off the siege tanks on the high ground, which is the biggest deal, of course. They were the ones shooting at the SCVs there. So mining will be able to continue. And TY just, you know what, with that move, definitely putting himself in a pretty darn good position. Slightly back ahead with the overall income. But not quite out of the woodworks just yet. I mean, TVT, a very volatile matchup. A lot can happen to turn the tides to battles again. Alright, here we have a good amount of siege tanks from TY actually once more getting themselves in a lovely position. Allowing the Marines and the Hellions right behind the mineral line here. And Innovation definitely now starting to tick away with his own work accounts. And falling behind quite far right here. Further than you would want to in a TVT. Using more and more workers. Even a landed Viking here from TY showing his multitasking. Very well done by him. And moving in with more forces on his right side as well. You know what? 15 workers, 20 work difference right now. That is quite something, especially with a 4th base for TY already on location here as well. Banshees coming in. Just continuous use of these Banshees from TY. He's remaking them as well. Like, he's still making those Banshees, and GG is cold. That's a very well played game there by TY, showing us why, of course, he is the champion of the TVT right now. That was nuts. That was quite nuts. I love the Banshees as well. You usually see the Vikings and the Liberators be a little bit more prevalent, right? At trying to get the open up the front to let your own siege tanks come in, but there we have it. Innovation, 2 question marks. I'm not sure what for, but anyway. Game number 2. Game number 2 between the 2 Terran players here. Let's see if Innovation is going to be able to tie it up. If we're going to have another clean sweep here from the TVT King. TY himself. Let's wait and... we'll just have to be patient here for a moment. We're just gonna have to be patient. Alright, calm down. Not happening yet. He did a countdown. I thought he would. Okay, there we go. Inu messing with my head. Right. Innovation. TY. You know what? You never... Well, I guess you do kind of put TY on the pedestal right now for, like, just being a great Terran overall, right? But I've never seen him as the best Terran in a way. I think some people may have, right? There's some people that would make that that claim. But overall, I think his TVT is just the absolute best. And for the rest, I'm not quite sure. Innovation, though. I think multiple times... people kind of do make the claim that he is the best Terran. But when it comes to TVT, like, I mean, everything's just something completely different. Right, everything in the main base now this time around for the blue Terran. We'll be going for a very quick refinery here, though. Let's see what his plan is. It's Kaisi Gaming's innovation. The bottom right side, we have ourselves a Afrika Freaks red Terran. He is TY. Going for the gas after that barracks, and you know what? Apparently he's fine with it. Doesn't really need anything else. Okay, TY will go for the double barracks opening this time around. Get himself a couple more Reapers to play safe. I mean, he did get proxy racks that previous game, right? It's a miracle that he held that well, honestly. Very often you see people just kind of losing that first initial Reaper, then potentially losing the SCV building the bunkers as well. And then you're just in a boatload of trouble. TY, though, managing to stop the fire and extinguish the flames that Innovation was setting in his base. Master class of control there. Innovation going for that quicker command center here, of course. It is on the low ground, so maybe that is going to provide TY with a bit more of an opportunity here. Let's see. In comes a little bit of micro once more. That SCV here to try and tank some shots. Waiting for that second Reaper. There are going to be 2 Reapers for both these players though, so overall it is just going to come down to that control. Well, we see the, okay, yeah, the Reaper's first shooting that SCV right there, as you can see. A very nice thing for TY. We'll be able to take the initiative right now. And this is not a fight you can take anymore, being Innovation. Oh boy, losing that first initial Reaper. More Reapers are being constructed. TY going up to a crazy amount of Reapers here. Just be careful, don't lose too many of them. So far not losing any of them, so that's good. Oh my god, that bounce was nuts! Innovation just laughing right now. That was a crazy bit of micro there, right on top of that ramp area. And I mean, this is what's supposed to happen, right? When you are going up against an opponent. And this is an even Innovation with the slower gas that TY had that previous game. Didn't even have the barracks proxied, just in his own base, and holy moly. Yeah, that's a rough one. That is definitely a rough one. I'm not quite sure how you're bound to bounce back from this one. And GG is called. That's nuts. The that Reaper micro was quite something else. Lovely play there by TY. Man, did Byung come back? Was that Byung? Was it? Was it? I'm not even sure. That was crazy though. TY, man, oh man. Alright, guys, remember there's also a Matcherino. If you want to support the overall series, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support these players, a quick way to do so is typing in exclamation mark Maturino and get that code used right there. That you will be provided there. Sushi just typing it in the chat right now. So if you want to help out, go check it out on the Maturino page. You can also get yourself the replay pack right there. Go do it. Go do it. There's also actually a short survey that you could do. If you are from the US or Canada, do the survey and it adds $1 as well to the prize pool. So that would be very nice. That would be very nice of you. Alright. Anyway. Game number 3 already. Man, TY. I'm a bit concerned here for innovation, honestly. That was not supposed to happen anymore. After you have that the Hellion, you should be able to micro away against those against the Hellions, or I mean the Reapers. Didn't really happen that way, did it? It really didn't. It really didn't. Anyway, the bottom left side, we have ourselves a player that needs to win 3 games in a row right now. It's a tough ask. It definitely is a very tough ask, but I would be surprised if he doesn't get at least one single victory here in this overall series. I mean, he is, after all, Kaisi Gaming's innovation. In the top right side, a man on match points. So confident, he's not even building a wall anymore. He's like, I'll just build 2 Reapers and hold everything with it. It's fine. Here's the Freak of Freaks' TY. A caster, the player, the streamer, the killer of anything other Terran. Is marching across the map right now. Okay, TY not taking any risks anymore here either. We'll be going for the scouting SCV here. Isn't gonna go for the double Rex though. Just playing it casual. Innovation going for the double gas, yeah? That is also... okay, we'll split off his workers though. So just a quicker factory. Doesn't want to get proxy... Well, I mean, not even proxied. Just double Rexed again. Get absolutely destroyed by the Reaper Micro that TY has. So I'd say this is a slight advantage here for TY. As long as he doesn't take too much damage from the initial units of innovation, he should be ahead. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. Innovation just having a quick poke, sees the timing of that command center, knows what he's up against now. Ooh, just barely not being able to get that SCV though. Not being able to win the 1v1 with the Reaper, but a second Reaper on the way. Gonna help out a little bit here. And 2 Hellions. I mean, we might be able to get a slight delay on it. No, well, it will finish here. But maybe be able to pick off the SCV, building the starports. Is he even gonna commit here? I'm not sure. Time is ticking. Those Hellions are really close to finishing. Right, yeah. It's not gonna risk it. Smart choice there for innovation. Moving back out again. Mech fields, accelerators, photon rockets, torpedoes. Orange torpedoes upgrade being constructed here for innovation. He really likes those cyclones. So far, TY, you don't see him getting too many cyclones, right? He's gonna go for a liberator here in the first place. Cyclones are really good at denying those liberators. That type of harassment, of course, incredibly potent at shutting that down. But I mean, if it comes across the map at the same time as these Hellions, that could still be a problem. Because if you only have the 2 Cyclones, one of them is going to be pinned down. And yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Innovation realizing what is coming his way. Trying to get everything at the front door. The Liberator is with the Hellions here, which is interesting as well. These Hellions are doing pretty darn good so far. We need to see a look onto that Liberator here. Cannot afford to just run in. The Hellions taking a bit of time before they actually start targeting down the SCVs, but we'll still be able to get a reasonable amount of kills. 6 of them in total. You know, it's definitely worth it there. And TY going for a 3rd base here. Immediately afterwards, he's like, alright, well, that's my advantage now. Time to solidify that advantage. And he's completely safe at home as well right now with that siege tank already establishing a foothold here. Oh, the scan running out just as the lock-ons took place. Unlucky. Unlucky for Innovation here. Oh, he's going to take more damage as well right now. Auto turret extravaganza. You know what? I'm not sure if this is thinking about this, but putting the auto turret in the in between the gas, that's quite smart actually. Very often you see the auto turrets going behind the mineral fields, but this way you're a little bit more guaranteed to get a couple of kills, right? Because you will be able to get the SCVs that are still inside of the refinery as well as the SCVs before they get pulled away. Something actually I'm gonna keep in mind myself. More harassment. Again, as you can see, he's putting those turrets continuously between the 2 gas here. Getting himself 2 more kills. And both these players going once more for the mech play. TY going for a more Liberators here as well. As 2 armories are being constructed for Innovation. Still no 3rd base. Oh wait, never mind. Still no 3rd base for TY flying out and about. Let's fix that sentence right there. TY, or well, Innovation already having that 3rd, of course, on location. TY is aware that that is happening here. Not quite sure if he feels like he has anything he can do about it, though. Oh, that was just a nice pick-off there. Barely getting that siege tank. 4 Cyclones looking onto one of those command centers. They do take them down quite quickly. But with the SCVs right there to repair as well, shouldn't be able to get too much done. This Raven right here still tying down 2 other Cyclones. Imagine if he had 2 more Cyclones here. That command center would have been in a bit more trouble right then and there. Yeah, TY being patient, not allowing that small, tiny thing to... you know what, the possibility of that harassment to go to waste. Liberators setting up for TY here on that 3rd base. More Cyclones in the middle of the map. Trying to move back here. Need to get on top of that Liberator. 6 kills actually with this one. 7 in fact. Did he get a siege tank as well? I think he did. Wow. Alright. Massive. TY going for a 4th base now as well. Both these players spamming out the mech play. The Raven looks like it did finally get taken out, but not before taking out more SCVs as well. In denying further mining for Innovation. Innovation, I mean, it seems like he's just spread too thin right now. TY's multitasking really overtaking the series here. And you know what, it might be a little bit reminiscent of what we saw yesterday, everyone. As this push for TY is coming in. I'm not sure, I don't think he's going to crush Innovation here just yet though. I don't think that's going to happen. But we'll have to wait and see, of course, how TY will be able to get himself here in a position. The finals will be happening today. Yes, they're gonna happen right after this one. I'm gonna have Solar and probably TY. I want to say, as TY is just absolutely killing it right now. He doesn't have to hold back whatsoever in this TVT series. Oh my. Keeping that one Siege Tank just barely alive here. Very unfortunate for Innovation. And yeah, alright, we'll not be able to finish it off right here, right now, but I don't think he's in too much trouble from these two Liberators. Already sending out those Cyclones to deal with that one. And the other one probably won't get too much done himself either. Alright, well. It's gonna be difficult to finish off an opponent, of course, such as Innovation right here. Already set up. Liberator versus Liberator, you don't see that every day. Oh, he might have a little bit of an engagement here in the middle. The Siege Tank count for Innovation still rather scary here. Definitely capable of dishing out a good punch. But neither of them really committing to any sort of a fight here. And the Liberator advantage going to TY might be able to keep those Siege Tanks at a distance. Wow, actually. Not sure if that was on purpose, but the Siege Tanks here as well. Still being able to kind of cover the top side there. Those Cyclones, they don't know how lucky they are. Oh, TY actually coming in here with a good amount of Cyclones. Getting a cancel there on that fourth base that Innovation was making. TY already going up to 5 base actually. Innovation needs to make something happen here, actually busting through the middle. Let's see if he will be able to get something done here. Definitely found a bit of a chink in the armor right now for TY. TY not set up to deal with this. Oh my. Oh my. Will Innovation be able to push this back? Did TY spread too thin with all of his bases right here? Losing 2 bases rather quickly. We said he was on 5. Right now he's back to 3. And he's still in a bit of trouble here with the Battle Mech army of Innovation still doing quite a bit. I'm not quite sure if he knows about these SCVs. Doesn't take the initiative anyway. Man, that's unfortunate. But you know what? Still 14 SCVs, of course. That's still a good pick-up. And getting the command center there as well. These siege tanks might be in a bit of trouble, actually. Getting caught out when not in siege mode. The worst thing that can happen to a siege tank. And that was a bit of a weird, scrappy trade as well. Let's take a look at the overall units lost tab. And Innovation actually doing a really good job here at trading efficiently against this opponent, it looks like. TY was ahead economically just a while back. But you know what? I'm not sure if that's going to be the case anymore. Man, oh man. Innovation. Bringing it back. Coming back very strong here. Not out of the woodworks just yet, of course. Still a long way to go. Has a couple of siege tanks here on the left. As he's trying to get inside here on the right side. Killing off a couple of SCVs. Killing off more SCVs, actually. 14 SCVs again falling. As TY trying to assess this situation. We might be coming close to a capitulating point here. TY in trouble. For the first time in this best of 5. TY actually in a bit of trouble. I'll have to wait and see if that's going to continue onwards. Though as TY, you know what, he still has a pretty formidable army, of course. Well, the army supply, neither of them really have a formidable army, but definitely armies that can kill one another depending on how they set up and how the engagement goes. Ah, brilliant. Innovation finding more damage right here. Sees it's unprotected. TY having to scrape the bottom of the barrel here. Really, with what he still has, economically speaking. Taking pot shots from the siege tanks on the high ground here. And Innovation. I think he only now realized that he doesn't have blue flame just yet. It's gonna get it right now. That worker gap though is quite scary. We're not seeing any more SCVs being constructed for TY. Perhaps he's just gonna try to get a big army here and push across the map, but Innovation doing a very good job. There it is. GG is called. TY realizing he fell too far behind. Very well done. Very well done there. Innovation taking that game. Coming back with a vengeance. And that was wonderfully done there by the Blue Terran. Let's see if it's going to happen again here in another game. And we're going to be able to get tied up. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to wait until this map gets hosted and then quickly join and run down to the toilet real quick, guys. Alright. Let's hope we don't re-host the lobby. That's one thing. Let me just check if we have the game heart and everything. Okay, we do. Alright. I'll put you guys in here, alright, for the moment. And I'll be right back. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Just in the nick of time. Alright. 1 point on the board right now for this mad man over here in the top right side. Will he be able to tie it up again? We'll have to wait and see. It's the Blue Terran from Kai Z Gaming. He is Innovation. Bottom left side. We have ourselves a red Terran player right here. Recently has been picked up by Freaka Freaks at the right time, as he right now is the standing GSL champion. All because of his great TVT and, well, his other matchups of course as well, but mostly because of his amazing TVT. Right here it is, of course, TY. Okay, I mean... Whew. To run to get back in time. I was afraid I was going to miss something here, but it looks like we're okay. Looks like we're okay. Guys, remember there is the Matcherino page if you want to help out the overall StarCraft 2 scene. If you want to get these players a little bit more bang for their buck, or buck for their bang bang, then go check it out. Go check it out. Fill in that code. Would be very much appreciated. Just takes a couple of seconds as these guys still kind of just starting up, of course. Both of them being safe. Going for a similar build here, it looks like. The double gas. TY, though, actually sticking to the gas here. Oh my, that's not good. A little bit of SCV miscontrol there. Not what we're expecting from this man. Is this going to be that build that he did against Cure, actually? Is this going to be the Battlecruiser build? I mean, this map famous for its potential for Battlecruisers with this enormous amount of dead space right here. And of course a edge to abuse over here as well. Could be the case, could be the case. We'll have to wait and see, actually. It's making 2 Hellions right now. Let's see if he goes for that fusion core. I mean, that's a lot of gas that he's still getting right now. Alright, he's gonna go for the medevac first and foremost. No fusion core yet. Alright. Maybe he's like, alright, this doesn't work against innovation. It only works against cure. Because we have not seen it yet since, right? It was a very cool build to open up with, though, for the TVT finals there. Definitely really getting into the head of Cure, because it's not a build that's supposed to work, right? And then it just makes it work. It's like, alright, well, it's a weird way to get this done. Anyway. Maybe, of course, he did practice with innovation, so perhaps innovation already having a bit more practice against it. Knows what it is and what he's supposed to do against it as well, a bit better. TY, though, getting in here with quite a good amount of forces. We'll be able to go into the main base. I'm a bit surprised that he's willing to go into the main base here, but well, let's see what he can get done. There is already a Cyclone available, a good amount of Marines as well. These, oh, nice block on there on the one Hellion. Does get that one killed off, but the Reaper's still dishing out quite a good amount of damage here, actually. Innovation in a lot of trouble. Not being able to pick off the, there's one siege tank right now. Maybe the saving grace right here. Jeez Louise, that is a little bit too close for comfort. 7 workers in total getting destroyed. That siege tank as well. TY putting himself in a demanding lead here at the start of the game. It looks like, although you know what, that second command center of his, of course, incredibly delayed because of all of this. Still needs to do a bit more to really get this going. We'll be able to deny all the mining here, though. Is he going to get that Marine as well? Cannot. Okay. That would have been a bit too massive. Another Cyclone coming out of that factory right now. But, I mean, the damage is just coming in relentlessly. And, well, I mean, how many workers in total is that killed off right now? It's 11, in fact. Innovation way behind right now in that worker count. Yes, he does have a second command center. Yes, it is already an orbital, but, I mean, I don't think that's worth... I don't think that's going to equal this out right here. Especially if he's going to take more damage from those Reapers. And Innovation really getting a lot of Reapers here, isn't he? 5 Reapers in total still here. And he lost 5 as well. So he went up to a total of 10 Reapers. He made 10 Reapers at the start here. It's nuts. And he's taking out siege tanks. He's taking out cyclones with them. Not what I'm used to seeing, but hey, I mean, if it's working, that's great. That's fantastic. Right, now there is a slight worker difference, of course, here for both these players. Innovation did lose a good amount of the workers overall, but you know what? TY did have to invest a lot of extra mining time in those 2 guesses, right, in his main base. Did have to invest a lot of time not getting the second base just quite yet. So I don't want to call this one just yet. Innovation might still be able to get some work done. I mean, we saw that in the previous game. Innovation suddenly bringing it back with quite a vengeance. Just getting a single SCV there. It's a bit of a bummer. So 3rd base for TY as well as for Innovation. Let's take a look at the overall productions. You know what? Yeah. I think you guys are right. It's looking pretty darn equal here. Eerily so. And both of them gonna go for the bio play as well with this. Actual mirrored play here once more in the mirror matchup. It's nuts. That's nuts. Killing of 12 SCVs and still that not being enough here. Alright, well, he's going to attempt another go at this one. The Raven for Innovation is on the other side of the map here. He does have another one. Where's the... Okay, it's also on the other side of the map. Let's see if Innovation has what he needs to hold on here. I think he does, right? With the Viking control, should be able to hold on here. Doesn't want to lose them all to the Marines, though, of course. Is taking some damage here at home, is TY, due to the Raven harassment. Putting more of those down. Very well done indeed. And yeah, TY has to move backwards right now. Innovation going for that third. Setting up shop. Of course, that third for TY has been mining for a moment now. Innovation having a slight income lead there, though. A big spike because of the Raven harassment. Denying mining for a good amount of time. TY didn't really clean up those Ravens on the other side, though. There's still one on low HP. I'm not sure if that was him miscalculating his shots that he still requires, but you know what? This is a scary position for Innovation as well, of course, as he doesn't have any Ravens right now on this side of the map. Interference Matrix can absolutely make or break this right here for TY. Is he willing to commit, though? He's scanning, he's looking for it, he's thinking about it. But I'm not quite sure if he's willing to make that commitment. And really try to go all in with this. Go in with all of this is what I should say, probably. I'm going to be completely all in, of course, if he does get a good trade. But if he doesn't, could be the end of it as well very quickly. Losing a couple of SCVs once again. Auto turrets reigning supreme. Auto turrets here for TY also making their appearance. Will be able to pick up a good amount of SCVs himself as well. Look at that. And 9 of them in total. TY once again having the worker lead here. Not quite able. Ooh, it's going to go for an interference matrix here. Just barely on the edge of the siege tank line. We'll be able to pick this up. Tightrope, though. It's a very precarious situation you find yourself in with these siege tanks versus siege tank situations, especially if you don't have high ground vision. Could be quite troublesome. Innovation is setting up either a flank or is going to go for a big counterplay here. As TY is bringing in reinforcements for the front door. Ooh, interferencing the Viking, actually. That's interesting. And we'll be able to get the air dominance here, it looks like, because of this. Just barely. Oh, no, actually, never mind. There's still 2 more. The Viking flower, man. Always, always difficult to read those. Alright, both of them now going for the drops right here in the main base. Innovation already on top of that one. This third base, though, completely open. The reinforcements not in the right position to defend against this. And there we have it. 10 works immediately. Gonna get gunned down for... Oh my god, he's gonna get the command center as well. Innovation takes out the third base here. Wonderfully played, and TY still struggling to get a real foothold on this side of the base. Trying to somehow wiggle his way into the liver of his opponents. Cyclone lock on there, being able to pick off a single marine. It's getting sides. We do have the marines spread out on the left side as well, so maybe Innovation is thinking about committing here. I'm not sure. Maybe he wants to try and re-deal the damage there in the third base. There is a single siege tank this time around, but I mean, a single siege tank not going to be enough to clean up these Marines. Ooh, nice if you repair them like that, of course. Very nicely done. Innovation, he does seem to be reading this situation very nicely, though. It's a doom drop coming in, but Innovation already prepared. Look at that, that is wonderfully done there. Truly realizing what his opponent could be up to, and immediately being on the ball. Denying that possibility as it was happening. Moving out of the base, getting that scan there, making sure that it's not coming in anyway. A drop for Innovation still being a pesky couple of Marines here, of course. As TY requires himself to get another third base mining. Another base of operations. We'll be moving to that, what you may call it, eastern base right there next to the main base. That's quite a vulnerable base, of course. It's difficult. So, but what do we have over here? What do we have over here? This could be a lot of trouble for the Innovation. Ooh, interference matrix. Causing a lot of the army of Innovation right now to be stranded here. And yeah, that fourth base is not going to finish up. Ooh, the repair trying to keep it up for a little bit longer there. And I'm surprised actually that TY let this army get back into those medevacs and didn't try a bit harder to gun this down, as now we have Innovation with quite a terrifying amount of force in the main base, right on top of that production. He still has those other medevacs as well, of course, still would be able to send a couple of Marines over. And TY's moving back with his army here, at least with a good portion of it, and is stranded in the middle of the map right now. Okay, we'll commit to try and take this down here. Nice interference matrices. We'll be able to clean it up. But once again, yeah, more economic damage here being suffered by TY. Ooh, killing of those Ravens as well is pretty darn massive. Don't think he realized how close he got to killing off that other Raven here. Coming in on the left now, too, there are a lot of siege tanks for Innovation. Doesn't quite have the Marine numbers, though, to force his way through immediately. But you know what, the medevac on this side now as well. Once again, coming in. And TY realizing I have to make something work here. I cannot afford to let this game going like this. I need to do something myself. Sends over a big clump of units towards that third base of Innovation. Innovation now realizing, sending everything back actually. That is a big deal. Not gonna try to go for the base trade. Okay, no, never mind. Is gonna go for the base trade here. Squeezes his way up that ramp. We'll attempt to get everything sorted right now. We have a full-on base trade scenario. And, well, we'll have to wait and see who's going to be coming out on top here. There's still a lot of siege tanks for both these players set up defensively, but at the same time, both of them losing most of their economy. Yeah, that base should go down as well, right? I don't think that base is gonna survive. TY going for a big drop here, realizing, you know what, there might be an opening here in the main base, and yes, there is. Is gonna get right on top of that production. Could be the killing blow here that he requires. It's gonna be a very difficult situation for those Marines and the SCVs to push on through here. Siege tanks for Innovation have been set up defensively. Is taking out this command center as well, but needs to clean up this main base here, of course. And it looks like dropping SCVs on top of the siege tanks. This is nuts. This is quite nuts. I think TY? I'm not quite sure, actually. This is a rough one to call. Man, oh man. So yeah, the main base of TY is still in a lot of trouble, right? So he's not really having any production right here, but TY is just having the bare minimum. The ghost crew of production right now. Carrying on the mission. One single siege tank being able to see where these SCVs are going as well, so I might be able to send over a cluster of forces to try and deal with this. TY still struggling to maintain order in his main base as well. There you go. And then as the entire army of Innovation moves out, TY finds an opportunity. A small handful of Marines coming in, taking out the command center, and a good amount of SCVs with it. We'll be able to pick up and leave now as well. Very well played there. TY making some good maneuvers. Definitely finding a way for him to kind of take the reins overall in this series, I would say. Once again. Oh my, oh my. Gotta be careful, can't afford to lose those siege tanks right now. Every unit so incredibly important. Cannot afford to let those tanks die just because of a bad rally. Oh no, oh no, TY. Ooh, okay, Innovation realizes this in time. Does pull away, that could have been it right there. I mean, yeah, Men of X are quite mobile, but they are also quite fragile. Alright. TY's new production line here under siege right now. And there are a couple of siege tanks, and it looks like TY will not commit to try and take out this base right here, so this time around, TY being the person taking the brunt of the damage. But you know what, as I say that, of course, those Liberators forcing the siege tanks to unsiege, and now a whole lot of Marines coming on in. Innovation, they've just lost too many siege tanks right there. That was a real good pick of that for TY. This game is rather nuts here on the overall units lost tab. Innovation lacking behind there, but overall, of course, having had a bit more income than his opponents. Right, in he comes again, roaming into that third base location here. Will TY still have enough? It's gonna be real close. Those Liberators setting up shop. And it looks like TY may have done it, holding on to Innovation's onslaught here. And once again, forcing Innovation to move back. Now, Innovation doesn't want to give up just yet. Of course, I mean, it is this final chance here. There's only one game that needs to be won for TY. But it looks like TY definitely having everything he needs to maintain victory conditions here. All he's got to do right now is find a good position to siege up here on his opponents. I'm not even sure if he needs to do that. Seeing the supply right now, doubling that of Innovation coming in. Liberators setting up shop. And that could be it right here. A single Marine attempting to do something across the map here, but I mean, what can you do? What can you do being Innovation here? Being pushed away from your one mining base. It's a planetary fortress as well, so we'll not be able to lift it up and go elsewhere. And I think we're approaching the GG pretty darn quickly here. Question mark. GG. TY takes it. The king of TVT after all. Ah, man. Alright. That was crazy. That was a really cool series. TY still the prevailing force of TVT. Will not go down so easily. And Innovation, even though he held pretty nicely against that early aggression, right? Not quite having enough to close it on out. And that means we're gonna have TY versus Solar in the finals. Now, Innovation did manage to, what was it, 5-3 Solar yesterday in a Pro Series that we held. So, I mean, I'm not sure what that says. We know that Innovation will be able to take him on, but, I mean, we're not going to have Innovation versus Solar, so we're going to have to see how well TY is going to be able to do in the TVZ matchup right here. And yeah, let's wait for that one. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a good time. We are Alpha X. We do a lot of A lot of tournaments overall. We host tournaments. We host a series as well. And we try our best to get as much going for you guys as possible, of course. And this is just one big tournament happening right now. We had another tournament recently as well, Code Cynical Death. We have more in the woodworks, so in the pipeline. Thank you so much for all the support you guys give us. We wouldn't be here without you, of course. And, well, thank you for all of that, of course. That's just, that has to be said. That being said, though, there is a Matcherino. If you want to help out a bit more, fill in that code on the overall website there and get that sorted. Do it now, get it out of the way. You won't have to do it later on, and you're gonna feel good about yourself for having supported StarCraft 2. Just a couple of clicks, and that's gonna be it. All right. Other than that, thank you for watching. 3-1, man, oh man. TY not letting anyone else take that crown just yet, is he? Still the emperor of the TVT. Wasn't that the a nickname for? Ah, never mind. Actually, never mind. Boxer was the emperor, right? Yeah, that's right. I think so too. Alright, well, they're doing the vetoes right now. It looks like, I think, you know what? Okay, there we have it. There's the lineup. Once again, actually, Nightshade going to be the first map chosen here by these players. Interesting. Nightshade truly the map that is favorite right now, it seems. Of course, with how this is a best of 7, if we do go into game number 7, we're going to have ourselves all the maps being played. Shouldn't Innovation be the favorite? I don't know, man. I don't know. TY's TVT is sick. It is maddening. I wouldn't be surprised if people thought Innovation would win, though. Of course, Innovation a absolute beast as well, but it looks like TY still a bit better in that TVT matchup overall. Hard to bet against the reigning GSL champion. Yeah, that's well, especially if he's doing a matchup where he already, you know, beat most of his other opponents in as well to get to the GSL championship title. All right. Somebody not accepting the... Somebody not accepting the lobby invite here, it looks like. Innovation was kicked from the party. Alright, that's it. That's it, Innovation. Get out of here. We have so many people in the party, it becomes difficult to really see who is in and who isn't in. Don't blame for Innovation for not being ready, though. I mean, he doesn't have to play anymore, so... Should be fine, should be fine. Alright, there we go. Now, there is a lobby on the way. Is that a 3-minute break, I see? Alright, guys, I'm gonna quickly run some ads, so hopefully we won't have them starting mid-game, alright? So, I hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind. If I can, actually. I can't. Okay. So somebody else already did it. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Sushi, probably. TY went 3-1 versus Innovation. Solo went 3-1 versus Rogue. Oh, excuse me. So yeah. Now the two guys that did go 3-1 are going up against one another in a best of 7. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out for these boys. As we are having a little bit of a break, it looks like. We could kind of look at the rest of the bracket, right? I suppose the entire pathway these players took to get here, of course. Let's see if this is the right screen first and foremost. All right, thank the Lord It is. Alright, so we have a... Well, this is the tournament overall. As you can see, TY and Rogue actually coming through the same bracket right here. Innovation coming through, well, moving through Dream, Trap, and Ragnarok there. He actually went through seconds. I remember now, losing to Trap, and then Dream taking on Trap there. So, was the first person to advance. Let me see if I'm not missing anything here. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, right. Where is Solar? Solar went up against Cure. He beat Cure. He beat Estrella. And then afterwards he beats right here. We have Solar. O2ing TY actually. And O2ing Dream. So that's a bit scary. This was a while ago though. This was May 22nd. So who knows what changed since then. But hey, always interesting. That both these players actually coming through the same group. Very interesting. Oh, we forgot Dream Hearts. Leaving the lobby. We're gonna rehost this and then probably get things started afterwards. TY now wishing he spent more time prepping for something other than TVT. Maybe. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he still had to beat Inno as well in the TVT, right? So, not too bad. Who's better in TVZ, Inno or TY? I'd say Innovation is better in his TVZ. Alright. That's pretty fair. I think that's a fair assessment, right? I think a lot of people would agree with that one, that assessment. If TY plays TVZ, I wish he pulls out the old Hellbat Marauder push. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'm not sure. TY... I mean, he played a lot of TVP recently, right? To prep for parting. He played a lot of TVT afterwards to prep for Cure or Innovation. And now, TVC finals. This was a Solar, so you know what? Solar is an amazing player. And the previous time they did fight TY, he actually got 0-2'd, so... Or 2-0'd. I don't know how to call it. But he lost anyway with 2 points against him. 0 getting in his favor. I'll have to wait and see. I'll have to wait and see. Man, I just want this to start, guys. I just want this one to start. Come on. Come on. Our Korean admin is in charge of getting this started. Solar says he's ready, so... Waiting for TY's go sign and we will get the ball rolling. We just 2 Rexes and then we keep TY cheesy boy memes going. Yeah. I mean, he is kind of cheesy, I have to say. TVT is the one matchup I feel like he goes into the macro very often, but... Oh well. He took a 3-year hiatus from StarCraft 2. Check the StarCraft 2 winnings. This Serral dude is up there in... Yeah? Really? You don't know about Serral? You don't know about Serral? The Finnish Phenom? The GOAT? He's nuts. He's absolutely nuts. And yeah, probably the best players in the world right now. Most consistent and... yeah, there is a price pool difference. That's fair. That's fair. But still, though, it's rather impressive. Here we go. Here we go. Game number 1, guys. Things are starting. On the bottom right side, we have ourselves an Africa Freaks Terran player. In the red, he is none other than TY, the GSL champ. In the top left side, we have ourselves a blue Zerg. Actually teamless right now, as TY used to be. He is a Solar. Scouting around Solar here, realizing the legacy of TY. TY not succumbing to the overall pressure to do the proxy 2 racks here. Still going for that hatch first though. So Solar should be in a pretty reasonable spot here. Command center as well. Normal stuff, normal stuff. We'll be able to get a scout pretty soon here with that overload, of course, on the command center timing. And should have enough gas here, right as the... Oh wait, actually that's TY's gas. Sorry, my bad. Going up to 6 lings though, that's interesting. Was that a mistake? Did you just accidentally make one too many of those links? At least he'll be safe, right, against the Reaper. We'll be able to... Oh, god damn. Alright. Yeah, don't lose the one... don't lose Zerglings when you go up to 6 Zerglings. That is not supposed to happen. There's the Queen. We'll be able to... ooh, that got close as well. Almost losing the Reaper there. Would have been quite a big deal. Very quick third here for TY. Another thing worthy to point out. Setting up shop with the Hellions afterwards. There's no Overlords anywhere in sight for Solar really to get the scout on this either. Alright, third base for Solar, also relatively quick here. TY aware of that one. Oh man. Okay, yeah, not much of a chance there for that Reaper, of course. Would have been nice to see that one go back a little bit earlier on, right? So he can actually get together with the Hellions, but I guess he just wanted to make sure that nothing crazy was coming across the map here. And Banshees as well being constructed now for TY. There is the Baneling Nest and the Layer Tech being constructed for Solar. I'm not quite sure if he will have that. Well, I mean, if TY waits for a second Banshee, there should be an Overseer ready to help out the Queens here. Even a couple of Spore Crawlers already going up, so Solar should be good in that sense. And the Baneling timing as well should have himself the Baneling speed for any significant marine aggression here. Will come across the map of TY. It's a good amount of Hellions here. 8 Hellions in total. Let's see how aggressive he plans to be with those. a full wall of here. The Zergling seeing, you know, that's quite a early command center. And only now he kind of realizes this. Immediately throws down his Spire here. Might want to ramp up the aggression. Try to deal some economic damage after his opponent's going for the 3rd CC that quickly. Hellions here not getting too much work done, but of course those Banshees still on the prowl as well. We'll be able to pick off a Queen here, perhaps. No, I'm just going to go for the drones instead. Targeting down a Extractor, which would be a big deal actually, of course, as that is kind of what is required here for Solar to transition into the Mutalisk attack. And oh my dear lord, that's 11 workers going down due to the Banshees right here. Very impressive. Obviously a Scout getting killed off as well. Yeah, Solar not in a good position here. He needs to get stuff done with those Mutalisks. Might still be able to, I mean... It's not that much for TY in defense capabilities, right? He has those Marines, but I think he only has like a single medevac. Let me take a look actually. Yeah, a single medevac. He is making another one here, but I mean, that's not that much. Oh, and he's even going to send a couple of those. He's going to send every medevac actually filled up with Marines right here across the map. He's really unfortunate. He's gonna, okay, unload right here. Sees the Mutalisk coming across the map, so that's good. We'll be able to start prepping for it. Actually started the missile turrets here right at the moment in time where these Mutalisks... Oh, watch out for those Mutalisks. Losing 2 of them. Yeah, things are going from bad to worse here for Solar. This is not pretty whatsoever. In no sense of the word can anyone ever call this pretty. Baneling's also not getting constructed there in a place where it was safe to. He does have Baneling speed, but I mean already TY right on top of the ramp here, in between all of the bases. It's going to be extremely difficult for Solar to clean up here, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to anymore. And we might just be going into a GG right here. I mean, yeah, GG. Right, there's one game going into the favor for TY there. Well played by him, well played by him. I mean, maybe if those Banelings were a little bit quicker, right? You definitely need to have those Banelings ready when those Marines come in. He did have the Baneling speed, so I'm a bit surprised that he left it to just the Zerglings for such a long period of time. Wasn't able to get the Scout off either. That attack was coming in a little bit earlier, so... Man, nuts, nuts. But then, of course, we have to remember that Solar taking a lot of damage from those 2 Banshees. And, well, let's wait and see if that's going to happen again here. I don't think it will. I mean, that was a enormous amount of damage, actually, from those Banshees. Is Maru still considered the best player in the world these days? Maru is the best Terran in the world, usually, is what people say. You know what? It's a tough one to call. Highest peak of anyone, yeah. Although you know what, Serral's pretty darn close to the highest peak as well, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Serral's dominance has been insane as well, honestly. It's just not GSL, right? So he just doesn't do GSL, which makes it hard to compare one another. As you don't really have that many cases of Serral and Maru going up against one another either. So yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to call. I think Serral's still... I would still call Serral the best player in the world. People might debate me on that one, but I think that's a fair case, a fair statement. All right, 1 point on the board. The Red Terran right here, bottom left side. Afrika Freaks' TY. His opponent, the Blue Zerg, teamless right now. He is Solar. Cyril and Marrow avoid each other like they'll catch COVID or something. Yeah, that's right. How many of those against top... I mean, they're world titles. It's like BlizzCon, it's like WCS. I mean, as good as they come, basically. Why doesn't he move? It's because he's got a plot of land gifted to him in Finland, right? Cyril's so good at StarCraft 2, I think it was the mayor. The mayor gave Cyril land in Finland. Imagine that, being that good at StarCraft 2, that the mayor of your town is just like, ah, yeah, here you go, have a plot of land, sir. You deserve it. It's alright. It's nuts. Why do people think Cyril's the world best? Well, it's because even if you ask the Koreans, right? These pro-level Koreans, they're all afraid of him as well. They don't really want to play him. Some of them, probably like Dark and such, they are still really of the mindset of like, yeah, non-Korean, or yeah, non-Korean such. It's kind of a little bit of a joke. Right? He just likes to be that mindset still, but I mean... Didn't he get beaten by a laser at some point? Isn't that what happens? And then Cyril had to come in and take out a laser for him. So, I don't know. But yeah, pretty much all of the players agree that Cyril is the best. And I mean, he's at like what, 7 point something MMR? 7.5? Was it 7.5? It's hard to say. I'm forgetful. He's nuts. He is absolutely nuts. Trust me. 7.450. I mean, come on, man. How can you argue with that? It's like, alright, okay. Fair enough. Did we see Widowmines here? Yeah, we did. Alright. So it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a batch of units coming out here. We don't have a tech lab just yet on that barracks. This is kind of an interesting build actually for TY. Looks like he does want to get aggressive with it and sacrifice a bit of the speed with which you're going to get those upgrades going. Coming through right now with that medevac. We don't have too much in the way of defensive units right here for Solar. On the top side at the same time, Hellions and a Reaper coming in. Alright, there's the diversion. Diversion? That's what it's called, right? And then coming in with that Widowmine. Nice split off though, we'll not be able to take out too many drones here. How many of the good old drones? Solar keeping things safe. Oof. Oof. Right, Hellions coming in for round number 2. There's still the queens here though, so it is difficult. Liberator this time around in the main base. Once again, distracting the forces of Solar here. Now, Setting up shop. Oh my, also going in with the drop. TY really maximizing his multitasking here. Is it gonna pay off though? So far, you know what, doing alright. Did that Liberator just disappear? It just vanished, didn't it? Crazy. Nuts. Usually things explode when they die, but not that Liberator. I mean, the overall aggression does get cleaned up rather nicely, I'd say here. Solar doing a really good job so far. Only losing a couple of those drones. Still at a comfortable worker lead here. And TY, you know what, he does have that third base up and rolling though, so not the biggest of deals for him either. Kind of stabilizing things out here. Man, people are really still on about this best player in the world thing, aren't they? Guys, I mean, there's multiple things that you could put up as, how do you call it? What you take into account to consider who is the best player, right? And you know what, you could make the case TY is the best player right now in the world because he took the championship, right? That's the thing you could say. It's a statement. People might agree with you. Maybe not everyone, but hey. Maybe it's a bit of how you assess it and how you decide upon who is, of course. Coming in with another drop here. To MetaFX, filled up to the brim. There is an opening right now for the Marines to go through here, but you know what? The link's coming out in time. We'll be able to force this backwards. Solar very slow actually this time around with his beaming speed. A couple of drones there as well as TY is keeping Solar busy on this side of the map. Nice bit of creep denial here. And Liberator still going to town as well. Queen should be able to pick this off. Nice transfusions there. Nothing to worry about. Baneling speed is about to be ready, so this could be dangerous for TY. But you know what? Finding this opportunity. Still targeting down a good amount of those banelings. We'll be able to not lose too much for that. Take a look at the units lost tab. Yeah, this is pretty much equal. It's where you would expect something like this to be. What happened to this medevac? Did that really die when I wasn't looking? Oh, it didn't. So it must have gone back, right? I guess that's it. I think this is the one. TY, what are you up to? What are you up to, TY? I guess he knows that there's not that much creep right now on the bottom side of the map. Mutalisk, though, might be able to intercept this. And will go for this interception. TY, I'm not sure if he's completely aware. This is a very nice position though for those siege tanks, of course. Up against that wall, we'll be able to shoot quite a long distance. And even into the main base as well, as you kind of hold the position with the Marines here. Also at the same time, a drop coming in on this third base right here. Not really getting too much damage dealt just yet, but is this still a pretty good amount of pressure for TY. Forcing Solar not to go up to a crazy amount of workers here, continuously having to reinforce his circling numbers. But you know what, I'm a bit wary here for TY. Is he overcommitting to this location? Will lose those siege tanks. Is going to lose those Marines as well, it looks like. But you know what, that's a very cost efficient trade. Right up against that wall. Coming in on the top side as well right now. Nice stuff there. Being able to hold the line with those Marines on the other side. Widowmine needs to burrow here as quickly as he can. There we go. Ooh, even has the drilling claws. Nice burrow and re-burrow. Loses those units though as well. Solar doing a pretty good job so far at holding the line, but I mean at the same time TY is just kind of running away with this one economically speaking, I want to say, but you know, it's not that far apart actually. You know what, yeah, I think it's all to play for still for both these players. Upgrades, okay, upgrades slightly in favor here for Solar, but he's nowhere near having that hive tech just yet, so that's a problem there. If TY does start that +3/+3 very quickly, that could be a boatload of trouble. I'm not even sure if Solar wants to try and get to that point though, as he is committing here to quite a big attack. A lot of those banelings, the spread for TY is absolutely crazy good. That was nuts. It's like a... how do you call this? Some sort of a jigsaw puzzle just falling apart. But then instead it was like the Marines. Let's see. The overall units lost tab once again. I mean, you don't see banelings that do blow up on their own free accord on the units lost tab, which is something I'd say should change, but hey. I'm signing a petition, so if anyone has a petition for that, let me sign it. Let me get in on that one. The Thor and Marines so close by enough, gonna not allow those lovely Mutalisk to do too much here. TY once again starting to move out on the map here. There's a lot of creep spread in the middle. Maybe he just wants to get rid of some of that. Overall, as he's not committing with the entirety of his army, just kind of whittling down what he can, going forward as far as he is allowed to. Can't just freely lose this big portion of your army though. Supply's army supply is rather impressive here now. Actually ahead with about 30 army supply in total. But yeah, look at this amount of Marines and stuff that he still has at home as well. Might just be to circumvent the Mutalisk from doing too much damage here. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Oh, a massive spread out here for Solar. Actually, a couple of those Links and Banelings are definitely wanting to have those come from the bottom. A bit desynchronized, but you know what? Overall, still a very nice cleanup here. Not enough forces for TY to hold back the flood of the Zerg. Now, you know what? On the back foot, has to start defending his own bases here. Mainly just cleaning up a lot of creep there. Ooh, that's... we don't mind that. Come on! Oh, retargeting a couple of times too many. And quick pull away there for Solar. Is able to keep those banelings safe. Here we go. You guys still on this thing of Cyril? You guys still going on about this? Are you guys not aware that TY and Solar are playing a best of 7 right now? They're clawing at each other's throats like crazy cat ladies in a video game. Come on, guys. Come on. They're giving one hell of a show here. And it deserves all our attention. Ultimate Scaffolding is on the way here, and I'm not quite sure if TY is completely ready for it. He is making a couple of Marauders now. We're not seeing any type of Liberator or Ghost or anything like that on the production tab. Alright, Widow Mine. Almost getting a nice connection there. TY at the bottom as well, actually. This is gonna spread Solar rather heavily here. As now he is gonna have to hold on with it. Just a small batch of those banelings. Actually, a lot of them connecting to Marauders and a Thor there. This base did get cleaned up, but so does the entirety of the army there. TY trying his best to push on through here. Did lose the Thor, tries to get rid of this base here. Really wants it. Will be able to do so. Gonna be able to pick up as well. Maybe just get a nice trade for as long as possible and then just get the heck out of there. Nice use of the high grounds there. The plateaus. And more army coming through the bottom side. T-Rai really abusing this this multi-layered map right now. Rather efficiently. And yeah, cancels another one of those bases. As TY is just sitting on pretty much... He's on more bases now than Solar is, isn't he? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Both of them completely maxed out right here. Starting to farm up the banks. And one bad trade here for Solar could mean quite a bit of trouble as he's... he just doesn't have the army that he would like to... Well, not the economy that he would like to. And we have more command centers indeed. Oh, this is a nice run by. Couple of links, finding some damage here. Finally some SCVs going down, but maybe he's just doing TY a favor here. TY's going to have a lot of orbitals to kind of replace those SCVs, right? Just he's going to use mules instead, of course, and now he's going to have a bigger army overall as well. So, I mean, this is not a bad thing for TY. It's actually kind of a good thing. TY still trying to push on these two fronts at the same time continuously. Bottom side might be able to find some more damage right now. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to find too much here for TY. You know what, that Widowmine though, quite massive. Cleaning up most of the banelings in between those ultras, and I might be able to micro backwards. Not a big Widowmine connection there, but no follow-up unfortunately. Reasonable trade for TY, I'd say. Looking at the overall income lost here. I think TY's on his way right now. Do quite a bit of damage. That's the ambulance already coming in here for Solar. Solar's gonna have to try his best to hold back with that one. Hold off the ambulance. Sends it away. He's like, no, no, I got this. Alright, bit of aggression here, a couple of ultras. I mean, those banelings there are gonna have to find damage somehow. I think we're gonna need to see something as in the way of just burrow, right, from Solar. That might be the best way for him right now. Nice dropping right on top of those banelings. We'll be able to get a good trade here. You know what? The army of Solar here looking pretty darn magnificent. Where's the rest of the forces of TY? Still on the top side of this map. Needs to start cleaning this up. The Widowmines. Ooh, Widowmines not getting good connections. This might start to snowball actually for Solar. Looking at the supplies right now. Solar coming out of nowhere. Getting a really good trade there against TY on the bottom side of the map. And then just... immediately afterwards, getting another good trade against TY. TY not completely out of this just quite yet, but I mean, this is a rough one. The mineral patches are still available here, so Solar will not be able to get right on top of the production of TY here, but that is still a wonderful little move there. Takes control of the entire bottom side of the map. And, you know what? Getting quite a bit closer with the overall units lost tab right now. Coming in one more time here, actually, on the top side. We'll be able to get right on top of the production from this angle. TY's on the wrong side of the fence once again here. Widowmine massive though. May just barely be enough. Another really massive Widowmine connection there. But oi oi oi, those Ultralisk being a rather pesky here. TY needs to be careful, needs to target him down. He just doesn't have the forces. The medevac gets gunned down. And yeah, this is going from bad to worse here. More damage being sustained by TY. Looking at those supplies, it is not telling a good story here. Yes, it does have he does have a gazillion orbitals though. So I mean, as long as he will have a good amount of mineral mining, but right now is that what he needs? He needs Ghost, he needs the Marauders against these Ultralisk. And he needs Widow Mines against the Banelings as well. And GG is called. Solar managing to tie up the series here. Okay. Okay, that just happened. Wasn't expecting that anymore. After TY taking out so many bases, suddenly Solar's like, you know what? Maybe I should win this game. What if I just win this game? All right, let me just kill stuff over here, kill stuff over there, and voila. Gets himself a lovely way to deal with TY's forces there. Solar requesting a small break for the toilets. So let's take a moment for him. Same as Terran can lose 30 SUVs and it doesn't matter as long as they can mule. Yeah, mules are pretty darn fantastic. Of course, you do need those SUVs in the first place to really establish those orbitals. Yeah, that was quite back and forth, wasn't it? ITaX saying it nicely there. Solar holding in the beginning. TY won the middle parts of the game and Solar the late game. Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's up, Quantum? How you doing? Alright. Well played indeed. Solar tying it up, making it a series here. Remember the last time they saw each other in this tournament? Solar beating TY with a full walkover, 2-0. Of course, that is the best of 3, so you know. Let's see. Game number 3. Simulacrum. Two last time meeting these two. Solar won. I see. So it was another time as well. Solar won against him, eh? Yeah, Solar is really good in his CVT. Alright. Thank you for the follows, by the way, as well, guys. Remember, we do have ourselves a Metrorino page. If you want to help us out, go and fill that one in with the Metrorino code in these downtimes right here. Of course, also, we wouldn't be here without our sponsors. G Fuel is the official drink of esports. And, well, if it's not G Fuel, it's obviously not worth drinking because of this. G Fuel ramps up your energy from 0 to 100 real quick. It sharpens your focus, so you can keep your eye on the prize. It increases your endurance, because as we all know, gaming is a marathon, not a sprint. And lastly, G Fuel hydrates you, so that you only thirst for victory. The official drink of esports, G Fuel, go get it now, guys. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Solar just took a sip of G Fuel. That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, also hear that it's a lot better for you than like some sort of energy drink, right? It's not as many sugars and stuff. I think that's actually no sugars. I could be wrong on that, but it doesn't have the sugar low afterwards because of this. The crash. that takes place with those types of other drinks. Anyway. Over here we have an Afrika Freaks' Terran player in the red. He is TY. And at top left side we have ourselves a blue Zerg. Teamless right now. But you know what, still quite capable of beating some of his opponents. Rather silly, he is Solar. More follows coming in right there. Yeah, let's do the Maturino, guys. Come on. Exclamation mark Maturino. Thank you, Equiz Tofu. I'm just gonna call you Tofu. Once again, Solar really trying to make sure nothing is really getting placed upon the wrong side of the map here. Checking every single corner. Doesn't want to get that stuff in between his teeth, I suppose. Those Reapers or Marines. And once again, pretty regular openings from both these players. Nothing crazy. TY, you know, I was expecting TY to be a bit more aggressive overall. But so far, 2 games, no proxies, no hellbat pushes, no battle cruisers, not much other than just straight up macro play from our Red Terran. First Reaper looking for the main base here. Once again, we're seeing the 6 links instead of 4 from Solar. I wonder if it has to do with the insane Reaper micro we know TY has. Very well could be. Losing a ling there. Look at this. He's on creep. You're not supposed to be able to do this on creep. Nuts. Nutty man. Anyway. Makes life difficult there for those links for a little bit. We'll not be able to clean up the creep tumor here, unfortunately. Not in time for that one. Went for the 2 safety marines behind this as well. Oh my. Picking off more lings right now. Already 3 kills on that Reaper, guys. With him going for 6 lings, that's crazy. That is nuts. TY once again showing his dominance with that Reaper micro. Very well played. Quick third base once more for TY here. Really does seem to be what he likes to do. And we have Blue Flame Hellions. Wait a moment. We're gonna be seeing mech here. There's 2 factories on the board. Took me a while to realize. Huh. Does it get scouted? It did get scouted, right? By Solar? Yeah, so he knows absolutely everything right now. Blue Flame Hellions. Making a resurgence here, it looks like. No armory just yet, so... Right, no armory. Am I mistaken? I am not mistaken. Interesting. Coming in here with the Hellions actually before the Blue Flame is done as well. I'm not sure if he wants to keep it a surprise for later on. That could be the case, but you know what? So far just killing off some of these lings right now. Now getting on top of the drones. Blue Flame still not ready. But still being able to do quite a bit of damage on top of these drones right now. Blue Flame just 1 second away as the Hellions... there we go, that's the Blue Flame. And that immediately causes quite a bit of disturbance on the third base. 21 workers in total getting destroyed. What a weird funky build here for TY. And in fact, he's gonna go up with the Steam afterwards. So it will in fact be a bio play to follow this up with. Where he's just gonna keep making more Hellions and Siege Tanks as well to mix in with. Huh. Very interesting. The timing of that was a bit interesting as well, right? The blue flame not really hitting the in time. May have been able to get a bit more damage there, or at least get out with enough of those, more of those Hellions, I should say. But still, I mean, you can't really complain about that amount of worker kills. It's hard to do. I suppose you can, but I mean, I don't think you're going to be wanting a whole lot more. Oh wait, hold up the phone. Guys, TY, you need things in your base. And with that, I don't mean roaches and ravagers. Oh my. Oh my. Alright, well, I guess that's the downside of going to Blue Flame Hellions and then sacrificing most of them to try and get a lot of damage dealt. 38 workers. I mean, you can't complain about that amount of worker kills, can you? I guess you can, but that's rough. That is rough. I'm color me impressed, color me surprised. Solar figuring out, you know what, I have one chance to make this work. Here I go. He's not out of the woodworks just yet. He's just making more and more links, guys. He wants the kill of TY right here, right now, and I don't think he will. It's just more and more links in the production tab. And GG is called. TY holds on. Alright, TY manages to hold back. Solar, honestly, I think if he did actually just kind of made more drones, right, after that initial damage that he dealt, I think that would have been still a playable situation. But because he just kept trying to make more and more links, really finish off his opponent right then and there, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah. Getting thwarted. Honestly, I thought TY was dead in the water there. He was surrounded by sharks. Both his legs were in the jaws of two sharks. A kangaroo was punching him in the face. For some reason, he was in the water there as well. I don't even know how he got there, but for some reason he was. And TY, he just somehow makes it work. Somehow makes it work. You shouldn't leave. Alright, guys. It's okay. Solo just wants the next game to start. It's alright. He was in a non-advantageous... Not advantage wasn't there. I'm foreign. Don't look at me. Right. Always a good excuse. TY taking the initiative once again here. He's in the top right side, the red Terran. Afrika Freakses. Disadvantageous. Oh, that would have been too easy. Bottom left side, that's a blue Zerg. He is not in a team right now, but he is still quite formidable. He is Solar. Right, once again, these players going for the standard things. They just don't want us to have fun, do they? Well, I guess, you know, later on it will be fun, but it's not the pure ecstatic joy of seeing the 2 barracks being proxied. It's the first time, actually, we also see Solar not going for the drone scouts either, do we? I know he just scouts with the drone overall on this side of the map, but hey, he's getting a lot of scouting information though with those overlords, so I suppose that's still fine, really. It's just the one single location right here that didn't really get scouted, and any further backwards than that seems a little bit silly overall, not really happening too much, so maybe it was a decision based on what map it is, right? So you actually do have some pretty reasonable pathing here for those overlords to take and get most of the locations scouted against those proxy racks. And to be fair, I mean, TY so far not having done any of those, almost called them innovation there, jeez. Gotta get my facts straight. Alright, 1 Reaper here. They sometimes throw games because it's late for them, unless it's, you know, well, it's not in this case. It's not late for them right now, guys. It's only like 7:40. It's almost 8, so. And for gamers, you know what's that? It's prime gaming time. They might be hungry though. That is another case. That's a possibility. I mean, I'm hungry, and I'm not even playing. I'm just kind of talking about things. Okay, keeping that drone alive for now, that's a big deal. Need that little drone boy to become a big old hatchery. Hatchery man. 3rd CC once again, rather early here for TY. And again, we're seeing a 2nd factory from TY. Is he gonna go for the Hellion attack one more time? I mean, it worked out pretty well the previous time, so maybe. Maybe. Interesting. I'm just looking for the build for TY right now. Are we gonna see that factory flying over to the tech lab? Yes, we will. And yeah, there's the blue flame once more. Blue flame Hellions on the menu. And again, no armory inside here. Oh, the Ling will be able to get the scout off though, and the overlord as well, actually. Double scout. So nice, you scouted twice. I'm not sure if there's as much damage here to be found this time around for TY though. Solo looks like he's been playing it a little bit more safe. Doesn't want to take that massive amount of damage once again here. Reaper getting thwarted there, not getting access to the main base. A full wall of here as well, so yeah, Solar really not appreciating the Hellion run by here anymore. Will not allow that to take place. Look at the amount of time he's investing in. You know what, some money as well, right? To keep this Evo chamber blocking off the front door. I'm not sure, maybe at this point in time it's better to just... Yeah, alright. There we go. Puts it elsewhere. He does have roaches now anyway, right? So should be okay. Already a much better situation here for Solar against these Hellions. This is the danger of doing the same build twice. Now behind this, once again, going for the bio follow-up. Interesting. Alright, 3rd base on location for TUI. Baneling Nest on the way as well. Still seeing the melee and the carapace upgrade, so no ranged missile attack here for the Zerg. Okay, some heavy-duty mining there. Heavy-duty drilling. Hyena's still scouring the edges of the creep though, looking for lonely drones that need to be warmed up. Not sure why he stimmed there actually. Why did he stim there? Maybe I missed something. Alright, well anyway. More and more barracks here getting constructed. 2 factories, actually both on the tech labs here. That's kind of surprising. So going heavy into the siege tanks, I suppose, but not really producing too much out of them right now. It's going to be interesting to see what else he's planning to make from these, right? He doesn't have an armory, so I would assume it's just going to be tanks, but You never really see cyclones being mixed in with bio, right? So that'd be pretty nuts. Just a tiny bit of pressure there, not really achieving too much. Other than killing off 1 or 2 creep tumors. But yeah, Solar's in a pretty good position here, I'd say. Getting that creep pretty much everywhere. Allowing him to see everything that's coming in. Yes, he's got a good drone count. He's got a good army to defend with right now. And yeah, I'm liking Solar's position overall. TY though, on the other hand, definitely not a horrible position himself whatsoever. He's got that full space secured right now. He's got a good army as well. Very strong army, especially if it's already sieged up before it actually commits here. Oh dear. Some more. I once again stutter step micro between the edges of these rocks. Need to be careful. Right, now we have the transition into the Widow Mines right now. Full TY. Like that. What's this? Dropper Lord. He's gonna have another Dropper Lord over here. Interesting. Maybe a misclick, maybe he wants to take Overseer. I don't know. We'll have to keep tabs on that one. Anyway, regardless. Is he gonna send Queens into the Dropper Lord? What is happening here? What's the plan? Oh, sorry guys. Miscontrol. Ah, 2 medevacts finally finding their way past the overall defenses here of Solar. We'll be able to deny some mining here. Oh my, we'll be able to get that spawning pool as well. That's a big deal, slowing down that adrenal glands by quite a significant amount. Ultralisk Cavern as well. Is that being built over here? Yes, it is. Will not be cancelled this time around though. TY as well at the same time moving on through here with the rest of his army, pushing this creep further away while he's tying down a lot of the forces of Solar on this other side of the map. Good spread out positioning for TY here. Takes an alright trade there, I'd say. The Triple Lord still sitting here, waiting for the Zerglings to be carried into the main base for TY. And off they go. And the drop coming back once again as well. Imagine just picking off the spawning pool again here. That would start to be rather annoying. Lings, there they go. There are a couple of Marines here, might be able to turn around and try to deal with this. Actually sending quite a bit more than he would be absolutely necessary here, but definitely does cause Solar to have a little bit more breathing room on this side of the map. Mostly Ultralisk are being created here for Solar, by the way. We're not seeing any type of Mutalisk this time around. And more than enough Queens to keep the medevacts from dropping the Marines here in the main base. Another drop, actually. Massive amounts of Widow Mines here. Of course, the Spore Crawler allowing them to be cleaned up rather nicely. Bit of mismicro there with that medevac, unfortunately. But that's a whole boatload of Ultralisks right now entering the field as well. 5 of them available. We're also seeing Vipers being entered in the mix. Ready to blinding cloud those siege tanks. This is not a pretty situation here for these medevacs. Are they going to be able to clean up these queens here? I mean, at least they're causing a bit of a distraction for the rest of these forces here at the top side to maybe get some work done, but I'm not completely convinced. Oh, big connections there with the banelings. He did still pick off that one Viper there, though. That is quite a big deal. That's always nice to see. Very expensive unit there, but yeah, losing all his medevacs and the Marines there, never a great thing. TY with the double sensor tower here. Interesting as well. Solar's still in a very good position, but you know what? Finishing off a Terran player is a very difficult task to do. It's kind of the ball in his park right now on how he wants to try and dismantle the final pieces of the puzzle here that TY still has remaining. He has been holding off the aggression very nicely so far. Now it would be great if he was able to get some damage dealt on the other side of the map as well. And the SCVs, yeah, that's right, actually. 92 SCVs, in fact. It's a terrifying amount of SCVs. Not sure if that's the right amount you should have in this situation either. I think this is one of those normal things. Well, something that TY does a lot, though, right? He overmakes the SCVs. He never stops. He never stops the macro. And sometimes he gets carried away a little bit here. All the roaches are ready to help out with that situation, though. The base in the top left did get cancelled, but... Okay, stabilizing. Once again. Both of these players maxed out, trying to get a good bank going. Solar a little bit ahead on that department. It's more important for the Zergs anyway, right? To have a good bank so they can have one fight and then immediately re-max. With all these larvae also now grouping up. Growing in size and scale. Where's his queens actually? Okay, he still has one queen over there. So he's not injecting as much as I'd like to see here. But, Alright, TY still making some work here and there on the edges of the map. Keeping Solar on his toes, and you know, the longer this keeps going, the more spread out Solar is, of course, and the opportunities for these types of casual run-bys to be a lot more effective. Same could be said, of course, though, for TY. Oh my, this could be a big one, though. Solar right on top of the command centers here. Don't see the army of TY really anywhere nearby. Where are they? Where are the forces? Where is Rohan in a time of need? I guess they're over here. Or Rohirrim. It's not really helping out too much. They did kill off a base though, to be fair, but now they're going to be jumped upon by this enormous army of the Zerg. Once again, Solar finding a boatload of damage here with those Ultralisk. And really solidifying that lead. Quite heavily so. Taking out most of the mining here for TY, and TY is now really struggling here to maintain some sort of order. And yeah, that's a nasty situation indeed. Man, alright, well, he's sticking in it for a little bit longer. I mean, he does have a 100 army supply, right? So, might still be able to get something done. But yeah, he does have a good amount of ghosts now. They should help out against those ultras. Wouldn't have been a bad choice to get himself perhaps some Liberators as well. Anyway, here we go. Those ghosts now being chased down by the Lynx, by the Banelings and the Ultralisk. Everything going to hell right now for TY, and it's going to hell very quickly here. Banelings getting connections, Ultras on top of the SCVs, the planetary falls, all the SCVs are dying here. TY just barely holds on, but losing so much here in the process. Might be able to clean up these Ultras, that would be pretty nice, but ultimately, I mean, how are you gonna make this winnable if you are TY? It's looking rather rough now. A lot of the army supply for Solar, of course, is in those Corruptors, but alright, there we go. GG is called. GG is called. Solar ties it up once again. We're 2-2 right now. And, yeah. TY, I mean, not finding any damage this time around with those Hellions. Getting a bit disrupted. It's an interesting build for sure what he's doing, right? Because he does get that third base very quick as well, while also getting the Blue Flame Hellion. So he's kind of split up in that sense, right? Can do a bunch of damage, doesn't necessarily have to because he has that third base to follow up onto. But it did allow Solar to have a very comfortable mid game after the setup of that early game. And then just never was in a position where TY could take advantage with his drops. I guess once or twice maybe here and there some stuff happened. But other than that, I mean, not that much. How can TY be so amazing against other Terrans and just okay against Zerg? Well, it's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. Solar is a very tough opponent, to be fair. And yeah, probably Innovation would have had a lot better of an opportunity here against Solar, but that's kind of the beauty of StarCraft, you know. People are sometimes better in certain matchups, which makes it what makes it an interesting game, you know. Right, well, 4 games down. A potential for 3 more games here in this final series of the tournament. It was overall a 7-day tournament, guys, so please help us out with those codes still on the match arena if they are still available. I think they must be, because we still had quite a good amount of them left ready to be used up. And it will be very much appreciated, of course. Alright. Here we go. Let me take a glance at the scores here. Get everything sorted and bring you guys in to the groups. Well, into the maps. Again, no proxy racks here for TY. Interesting. The bottom left side, we have ourselves a red Terran player fighting for Freaka Freaks. He is TY. Top right, blue Zerg. He is Solar. Cyril lost the Clam recently. Yeah. Cyril, I don't know. Cyril never really plays a lot of online cups though, does he? I think he's one of those players that does do better in offline situations. Which is not really where we've seen Clem shine too much just yet. Guess he hasn't really gotten a chance quite yet, but hey. To see one of them on YouTube, Cyril stream. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Cyril has been picking up the streaming, hasn't he? It's pretty darn cool to see. And to be fair, whenever anyone was playing against Cyril anyway, right? And then if they won a game, that replay would travel all across the internet anyway. So, I mean, he's not really keeping his stuff hidden by doing ladder games. Solar here, going for the standard. So is TY on the other side. It's not even going to be able to get the block on that hatchery here. Third base getting constructed before the queens here. Means the Reaper might have a little bit of an opportunity to kill off those Zerglings. See if that is going to be the case here. Let's wait for this Reaper to get close by. There he is. How many links this time? 4 links. Alright. It's more of a casual number. Thinking back on TY's builds there for a couple of times now. I mean, I'm not sure. It's looking a little bit reminiscent though. Actually, he will get himself 2 racks. Okay, so it is. I think it is different. It's not the blue flame, I believe, this time around. In fact, not even gonna put that factory on the reactor. So interesting indeed. Switch these two? No? Okay. Okay, no, he won't. Interesting. No starport being constructed yet either. What kind of add-on will be placed on that factory? Huh. Could this be finally a battlecruiser openings? So far we've not really seen it yet from TY, have we? So maybe just kind of spending his overall minerals on the Marines and then getting himself a battlecruiser behind this. Could be. Solar is in a position though this time around with one of those overlords to get a good scout off into that main base. Yeah, this amount of Marines. I mean, sometimes you get this amount of Marines to... Well, I say sometimes, but... You know what? Often, when people get this amount of Marines, they do want to try to hide something, right? Want to keep those overlords out. It's gonna... Okay, it's just gonna go for the double Medifactor up here. Alright, fair enough. It's just a standard 2-1-1. Yeah. Alright, alright. That's 60 Marine pressure. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I got excited. My imagination went places where it shouldn't have gone. But, yeah, I mean, it is a good amount of pressure still, nonetheless. Two Medivacs squeezing on by the side of the valley. Thanks, guys. Alright, well, Solar is making a good amount of roaches here. Ready to pounce right on top of the queens right now. These Marines are going to be able to trade rather nicely, targeting them down very quickly. That allows those medevacs safe passage out of there. Let's see how he will follow this up. No quick third CC this time around. That's the difference. How many queens did he even get there? He got 4 queens. That's a really good amount of queens. That's quite a lot of money, right? Yeah, look at that. Double the mineral lost count here for Solar in comparison to TY, but I mean, Solar having a lot more income now as well, overall. I mean, yeah, that's rough. Because of that quick third base, of course, and TY delaying that a little bit here. Dropping everything on the edge of creep. Looking for more creep denial. Doing so pretty nicely. Another medevac here with 2 siege tanks actually now coming on in. Trying to keep these overlords away to hide this for as long as possible. A bit surprised with how he put those siege tanks there actually. Thought he would... okay, I guess he's just waiting to make sure the Marines are there to buffer for the siege tanks. Keeping them rather far away. realizing that there are Ravagers. Ravagers, of course, will just be able to pile them down if you're not careful. Might be able to get another queen. Will not be able to do so, unfortunately. Moves back around. That's a lot of that's a lot of circlings there, ready on the flank. See why I might want to consider to not be here anymore. He's gonna double down on this aggression. Goes into the main base. Luckily, there's nothing really shooting up just quite yet, so still a perfectly fine position here for TY to fly around. Oh boy, the other drop getting Solar a little bit distracted, but again, not really getting to do too much here is TY. Solar's defense today has been fairly goddamn impressive. It's impeccable. It is quite impeccable. What do we have going in favor for TY here, really? Not the worker counts. Army counts. It's kind of equal, right? I think he does need to do a bit of a, you know what, a bit of a push here. Needs to do some damage, right? Maybe take out that full space. That would be a big deal. He definitely does have the tools to do so, I would say. But, I mean, Solar as well. He has got that pretty reasonable creep spread here. It's going to come down to how well these siege tanks are going to be able to shoot at these Roaches, Ravagers, and Banelings. Liberator as well, coming in on the backside there. It's like, hello, don't mind me. Alright. Getting some reasonable trades. Leapfrogging forward with the siege tanks right now. Wants to set them up a little bit closer. Liberator in the main base here, getting no kills so far. And yeah, Solar will be able to clean this up. Not taking too much damage there at all whatsoever. And TY going back home to lick his wounds. Oh, Solar's just gonna take a 5th base already. Look at that, already done. TY only now flying over to take his 4th. Yeah, man, I'm not feeling this one anymore for TY here. I think Solar is looking pretty darn solid. Hasn't taken any damage. Is going up to Hive Tech now already as well. He's doing everything that he kind of needs to in this situation, I'd say. Only real possibility here is what looks to be some sort of a drop that suddenly gets in between a mineral line. Might be able to get a whole bunch of drone kills, but Solar just too on top of everything to really allow that to happen. We have a couple of those Marines, well, Zerglings, nibbling. What's up, Finch the Maniac? This is some nice emotes you got there. Some nice emotes. Anyway, TY, man, I mean... Yeesh. He's gonna have to make this work. Was there a drop lord here? TY, I mean, sending those Liberators once again across the map. He's gonna need those pretty soon for those Ultras. It's kind of transitioning into a more heavy Marauder army here, though. Ouch. That's a dead base, but you know what? At the same time, coming in here from behind, TY targeting down the Hive Tech here. At the same time, coming in on the other side. You know what? Maybe I have found a little bit of an opportunity here after those Banelings gotten sacrificed on the other side of the map. Looks to be okay still. Yeah, the Ultralisk Cavern got picked off though. That's nice. Now, that is a big delay on that overall Ultra attack. Oh. Bios, friendly fire there. Coming in once more. Viper this time around, keeping things preoccupied. Circlings once more, denying this base. But the reinforcements for TY looks like they will be able to hold on here. TY actually, you know what? He's making it work. Delaying those ultras seem to be quite important here. As now he's been able to do quite a bit more with these forces. Gonna kill off another base right now. Liberator as well. Set up on this base, so not a lot of mining anymore happening here for Solar. This base needs to get destroyed and then just pick up and get the heck out of there. That's exactly what he does. Liberator. Again, TY ramping up the overall multitasking. He's going to be able to really put the pressure on Solar here. And he's doing it absolutely marvelously, so... Time is ticking though, of course. Those ultras are now entering the field. How many Marauders? 14 Marauders. We have 5 Marauders at the same time being constructed. +3/+3 on the way here for TY, but already +3 carapace available for Solar. As well as those hardened shells through those ultras. A bit of an attempt at a push over here. It's a fake marine. For a moment I thought I was a Liberator. Need to be careful here. Targets down the ultras and gets the heck out of there again. Wouldn't mind getting some reasonable connections, but TY might be in trouble. GG. Wait, what? Okay. Losing another base there. And Solar just doesn't even want to try to go into the aggressive there. Alright. I mean, he was kind of far behind on his supply, to be fair, but still felt like he could have been able to get a base or two killed off, right, and kind of equalize a little bit. I don't know. TY might be in trouble. Victory! Of course. All right, that just happened. Don't see TY making it. No, I thought TY was in trouble there, honestly. Solar though, you know what? Getting the cancel on that Ultralist Kevin, I think, was a really big deal, right? Because if he had those Ultras... I placed the bet on Solar 2 minutes before. Thanks, mate. You're welcome. It's the excitement added in. So yeah, getting the denial on those ultras there, that was a very big deal. That is what allowed him to get that bottom right base. That's what kind of allowed him to do the continuous dropping, because ultras are really good at just cleaning those up, right? You need to micro backwards against those ultras a lot more, so you need to be a lot more on top of your micro. And if you... you know, if you don't have those ultras to worry about, TY will be able to do a lot more multi-pronged harassment without it being as volatile, right? So yeah, good job there by TY. Manages to kind of clean up a lot of the overall economy as well that was available for Solar because of that. And then Solar just didn't have a good opportunity anymore to do that transition. So yeah. On a scale of Idra to Fantasy, where was that GG timing? I'd say it was slightly leaning to Idra, but I mean it wasn't that completely Idra-esque, right? I mean, overall, he was in a bit of a hard position there. Looking back on the overall statistics, the supply and stuff like that. The bases that he had available and that were about to be destroyed, it makes sense. It makes sense to GG there. I'm not gonna fault him for that one. Just wants to get out of that one and continue onwards. I mean, it's been a long day for these guys already as well. I'm probably sort of just realizing, you know what, I won't win this one again. I won't waste my energy on it. Just gonna go into the next one and hopefully win 2 games in a row here. All right. Anyway, guys. Game number 6 in a best of 7. In the top right side, we have ourselves a Freak Out Freaks Terran. He's in the red colors right here. He is TY. The bottom left side, we have ourselves a Blue Zerg. He is teamless right now, but you know what? Still an absolute force to be reckoned with. Going toe-to-toe with the GSL champion right here, right now, in front of our very eyes. He is Solar. Yeah, people killing their own bases. It's not really happened that much anymore, right? At least not in the pro scene, as far as I'm aware. When's the last time anyone killed their own base? Maybe if it was like extremely low or something? I'm having a hard time thinking about it. But like in the fashion where it kind of happens in the beginning, early days of Wings of Liberty. Oh my god, dude. What the hell? Alright, Marinkin Prime killed his base at the gold expansion because he clicks on minimap. Oh man, that's nasty. It's been a long time since we had Marinkin Prime though. TY, once again, is this one more time going to be the Marine pressure with the Medivacs? It's looking like it, right? He has kind of been doing the same build, like as if it's working, he's kind of sticking to that same build for the next game. But Solar so far has been pretty good at just continuously adjusting as well to what TY is doing, so, Right, remember the Blue Flame Hellions, first game, absolute wreckage for Solar. Second game though, Solar making adjustments, keeping the peace and not taking any damage, winning that one. Kind of reminiscing here, actually, on the phone. It's going to be the starboard here. There's no second Rex just yet, so I don't think it is the same thing we saw the previous time. The man that set Marines counter banelings, that's right. I mean, in a way, they if you split perfectly, they really do. They really do. I always they want to get rid of the plates here, so they can A-move more freely. Look, these things. Surprised TY hasn't gotten rid of them quite yet. Two Medivacs right now available. There is a Widowmine as well, so no Stim this time around, but still a pretty potent, nice attacking force here. Solar comes in with a single Ling. That's awkward. Right when the army leaves. Okay, in he goes. Hellions now on that production tab, and look at that, Fusion Core. I was right, I was just wrong about the game. It was just one game afterwards. Some nice micro there from those Marines. The Unburrow is nice. The Widowmine, ooh, not getting the connection on those links. I thought that was going to be massive, but I mean, still getting the Queen there is nice, of course. And there it is, guys. The Fusion Core and an Armory as well. Oh wait. What? No armory? Okay, I guess no armory. The scout gets denied, so Solo not gonna be aware what is coming his way here. Unfortunately for him. I thought we were gonna have like a Hellbat battlecruiser push coming out for TY, but maybe he's just okay. Well, he's still adding in that armory right now on the other side, though. Maybe he just didn't want to have them both together to kind of keep it hidden for a little bit. I don't know. I don't know for certain, but the timing is still there, right? For the battlecruiser Hellions to transform into Hellbats right here. 2 more links once again, being like, wait, hold up, where's your units now? Once again. TY not being bothered by it though, keeps moving forwards. Needed the money for the BC. Ah, right, that's a good call actually. Yep. Alright, well, there's the Hellbats. Nice spread so far. Come on, a bit more is necessary. And need to target down those banelings with the Marines. Fortunately, just too many links available overall. The battlecruiser did get, you know what, a little bit blindsided here. Solar is losing quite a good amount of workers. 10 workers maybe. Come on, one more. Good amount of queens available though. There's no creep in between these bases. That is the problem. 10 workers. Alright, and an overlord. Not bad. Not bad. We see the Spire as a response for Solar here being constructed. Overlord's trying to hide that Baneling building. The Baneling nest. The Baneling caverns. The Baneling balloon in the sky. Alright, well. Okay, yeah, it will be full on mech here from TY. Yamato cannon on the way as well. It's the first time we're seeing the battlecruisers in this best of 7. Actually, of today. It's the best of 7 or 9? It's in fact the best of 7, yeah. Alright. Mutalisk going to be the response here for Solar. I'd say it's a pretty good choice against a mech player. I think I do a little bit better than those Corruptors, as the Corruptors, they just die so incredibly quickly to those the Cyclones, that it's just a rough thing. The Mutalisk, of course, not as potent against those battlecruisers, and it looks like that's what we are going to be having here, just a whole bunch of battlecruisers continuously being produced. It's not using the Yamato cannon here actually, which is surprising. Waiting for some new high energy queen targets to show up, I suppose. We'll be able to pick up some more of those. Oh, big connections here actually, perhaps. Ah, it's okay. Mutalisk now coming in as well. Keep thinking this Overseer is something else, but like something happening there, but still the good old same Overlord or Overseer. Right, not losing a single battlecruiser just yet, which is always a good thing to have happen, of course. TY really ramping up the aggression right now. That's a lot of Widowmines here. Trying to get those connections on the Banelings. That's a nice retargeting there for him. He did lose his Cyclones though. Needs to have the battlecruisers here to keep the Mutalisk at bay. Together with those SCVs should be able to do so. This could be trouble here for Solar, as TY is moving on through here. I'm not sure if we have enough for Solar, what it takes to really clean up what TY has available. This side of the map right now, the Mute is gonna get Yamato'd. The Queen's coming in, trying as some sort of a last effort to hold back the battlecruisers, but I don't know, it's not looking too chipper here for the Blue Zerg. He might start to stabilize a little bit here though. Fortunately for him, not taking too much worker damage. But I mean, looking at the overall units lost tab here, oof, that is a rough one to look at. That is a rough one to look at. Solar, I mean, he still has to, I guess he still has a good amount of, only 9 actually, 11 now, alright. Getting kind of back up there again. Again, not killing off any of those battle cruisers though. TY finding an opportunity to do some repairing here. One Ling in the third base here. Actually, a couple more hidden underneath the mules. Mutalisk needs to circumnavigate the Widow Mines here. Oh, this is a nice Ling run by. Fortunately, Thor is right on top of that ramp. And not quite able to get the damage that he wanted to. Widow Mine number 1 going off here on those mud-muds. Solar needs to be careful. Needs to keep everything afloat. Single Widow Mine here on the 4th base. Alright. It's reasonable. Good interception here for Solar, actually. Killing off a lot of those Alliance and the Widow Mines for free. But with the Thors now being added into the mix as well, TY might have a good opportunity to once again lay down the pressure on this side of the map. Oh my god, look at those connections. Those Thors absolutely demolishing the Mutas as they clump up. Once again here, a little bit too clumped up with those Mutalisk. And they are taking massive AoE damage. GG is called. And that is going to be it here. TY takes it. He's not only the champion of the GSL, but also the champion of us tonight here. Congratulations to him. A couple of times he had me a little bit worried there, but TY manages to take it all home. Take it and getting the 4-2 victory. Very well played by him. TY, yeah, can never underestimate him again, can we? He's been playing incredibly well. And showing that exact same thing here once more today. Alright guys, that means that we are gonna not really have any more games here for you today. This is my last ask actually, really, to go check out the Metrorino codes, guys. Give these players a prize worthy of StarCraft 2 and fill in those codes. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the support you guys give us, whether it be through the Twitch, whether it be through Patreon or the Metrorino, whatever you guys do. It's very much appreciated. You can go get yourself a replay pack on the Metrorino as well, if that is your thing. If you're looking forward, you're gonna get all of the 7 days of this tournament, all in that lovely replay package. And yeah, alright, I'm gonna be looking for somebody to host. Let's take a look at who is available right now, who we can throw a nice host to. Did I already get a message? Who we should raid? Nope. Alright, let me take a look then. Let me take a look. Who is here? Who's available? TY, man, oh man, he really is on fire recently. Oh, by the way, I'm Kozan, by the way. You can check me out on my Twitter and my Twitch. It's right there. If you like my casting, that is where you can hit me up, ask me questions, do some things. Let me know. Let me know. All right, so who is doing things? Who is doing things? It's not that many. Showtime? I mean, we do have a TVZ overall things. Let me take a look if there's somebody from my team streaming right now and I missed out upon. It's always fun. It's always fun doing a little sneaky raid. Need to get my act together though and decide who I'm gonna be doing the thing to. Do the thing to. Not hold up. All right, you know what? Let's just do Showtime, shall we? Let's just do Showtime. I saw somebody asking for it as well. Let's do Showtime. Let's see. Make sure that he's been live for a long time though.
Oh, I didn't switch. You're right. My bad.
All right. Showtime it is. Showtime it is. Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time, hopefully. And have a good one. Say hi to Showtime for us. And talk to you later. Okay? Bye-bye. Oh, I'm gonna go offline in a moment here. Just waiting to do the raid. And then we're gonna go. Peace out. Love you all. Bye-bye.